we present All Gas and Gaiters.
The Bishop Takes Up Business.
Starring Robertson Hare, William Mervyn, John Barron, and Jonathan Cecil, with this week's special guest,
Billy Milton. The Bishop's chaplain, the Reverend Mervyn Newt, is in the study, listening to the record player.
Lesson 4. Heinrich goes to see Gretchen at her home.
Guten Morgen, mein Herr.
Guten Morgen, mein Herr.
Guten Morgen, meine Dame.
Guten Morgen, meine Dame.
Good morning, Newt.
Guten Morgen, meine Lord.
What are you doing?
I'm so sorry, my lord. I'm just brushing up my German.
German? Whatever for?
Well, surely you haven't forgotten, my lord. I'm going away this evening.
Oh, yes, of course you are, Newt. You're going to Oberammergau to see the Passion Play.
That's right, my lord.
Are you flying?
No, my lord. I catch the all-night bus from St. Ogg's to London and arrive at Victoria coach station at 6 in the morning. Then I have a short freshen up and join my party at 9. We cross the channel from Harwich to the Hook, arriving at 7 tomorrow evening, with half an hour to spare for a short freshen up, before we pick up the coach. Then we travel through the night, arriving at Oberammergau at 7:45, with just time for a short freshen up and breakfast before the play begins at 8:30.
The play begins at 8:30 in the morning?
Yes, well, it has to, you see. It lasts 8 hours.
Well, I hope you've got a comfortable seat, Newt.
Well, I haven't got an actual seat, my lord.
You haven't?
No, but they say I'll be able to see practically everything from where I'm standing.
Standing, Newt, for 8 hours? You'll be glad to get to bed after that.
Oh, we can't afford to stay the night. We just have 40 minutes for sightseeing and a short freshen up before catching the coach home. In fact, I shall be sitting beside you at evensong the next afternoon.
Really? Well, I trust you'll have a very long freshen up before you do, Newt. Now, where's the St. Ogg's Gazette?
Over there, my lord, on the desk.
Ah, yes. Oh, now, I wonder what they've said about me this week.
Nothing, my lord. But there's a lot about the Dean.
The Dean? But they wrote about him last week. I don't know why they should think his doings are of such interest to the public.
Well, this week it's rather special, my lord. His guttering appeal has reached its target.
What guttering appeal?
You know, my lord, his plan to fit plastic gutters round the cathedral.
But hasn't he done that yet?
No, it seems the appeal was rather slow getting off the ground.
Yes, it must have been. Really, what vandal has done this?
Done what, my lord?
Well, torn a bit off the back page of this paper.
Oh, dear, I'm afraid I'm guilty, my lord. There was rather good competition in it.
Oh, really, Newt, you and your competitions. You might have waited until I'd read the paper before mutilating it like this.
I'm sorry, my lord, but there wasn't anything of interest on the page. Look, it's here.
Excitement at Cathedral. What do you mean, nothing interesting? Excitement continues in the cathedral close since the arrival last month of Mr. William T. Lynch, the well-known construction industry tycoon who with his family have moved into the old chantry. What a ridiculous headline. How dare they mislead the public like that?
Oh, my lord, don't throw it away, the competition. My entry form's on the back.
All right, don't fuss. I'll smooth it out. But this isn't your entry form.
Yes, it is, my lord.
But it's got Mrs. Loosemore's name on it.
Ah, yes. You see, I always enter in other people's names to bring me luck.
But I mean, what happens when you win?
I don't know, my lord. I never do.
Oh. Surely the prize would go to the person whose name is on the coupon.
I suppose it would.
Yeah, well, it'd hardly bring you luck, would it, Newt?
No, my lord. No, thank you very much. Did you see this, my lord?
What?
It says in the Cathedral News column, the Dean told our reporter in confidence he considers Mr. Lynch an acquisition to the society of the Cathedral Close.
Did he? Well, I wish he hadn't.
Why do you keep on refusing to meet Mr. Lynch, my lord?
Because, Newt, When someone like that...
You mean someone rich?
When someone like that moves into our society, someone we've never met, if we all flock round him, people notice. And as they're always eager to criticize the church, they soon start saying unkind things about our motives.
You're afraid people will say you're after his money?
Not afraid for myself, no. You know that I am not one to care what people say about me, but I do care for the good name of the church.
Oh, well, of course, I understand, my lord.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you do, Newt.
Shall I go and answer the door, my lord?
No, Newt. No. I'll go. I think it's something that I've been waiting for.
Ah, well, in that case, I'll get on with my German.
Wie geht es Ihnen, meine Dame?
Wie geht es Ihnen, meine Dame?
Wie geht es Ihnen, mein Herr?
Wie geht es Ihnen, mein Herr?
Newt!
Ja? I mean, coming, my lord?
Come along. Help me carry these 2 boxes into the study.
Crikey, Mosey. What are they, my lord?
Oh, there's something I've always wanted, Newt. An up-to-date encyclopedia. Now, come on. You take that box, right, man. Ooh, and I'll take this one. Ooh, they're heavy, aren't they?
Oh, I don't know. I've carried heavier things than this, my lord.
Have you? Oh, well, in that case, you can carry this one as well. Come along, Newt. No, it's perfectly all right, Newt. Come along, the door's open. No, just mind the chair, Newt. Mind the chair. That's right. Now, come along. Splendid. Put them down on the desk. Oh, now, let's see.
But where did you buy these, my lord?
Last week, Newt, a brochure arrived describing them and pointing out how important it is to have a really efficient storehouse of information that one can consult at any time. Look, here we are. The New Empire Book of Knowledge. What do you think of that?
Very nice. But do you really need these, my lord? After all, you've got the ones in the bookcase.
Oh, they're no good, Newt. They're all out of date.
But weren't these very expensive? Sets like these are usually at least a couple of £100.
Well, that's just it, Newt. These were only £97.50.
Oh, are they second-hand?
Oh, really, Newt, of course not. They're brand spanking new.
Where will you put them?
Here, Newt, on these shelves. I've already cleared a space. Come on, let's put them up.
All right, my lord. It was lucky you happened to have £97.50 to spare, wasn't it, my lord?
Oh, my dear Newt, I have never had £97.50 to spare.
Then where did you get the money?
From the bishop's fund.
Oh, I thought you'd bought them for yourself.
No, Newt. They are an investment for my successors.
Ah, but I thought the bishop's fund was rather low, my lord. You said the other day it was down to a bare £100.
That's quite right, Newt, and now it's down to an even barer £2.50. Don't they look handsome?
They do indeed, my lord.
Now, Newt, ask me a question.
Me, my lord? What sort of question?
Any sort of question you like, Newt.
Oh. Well, will it be all right for me to pop down to the travel agent and buy my ticket?
I don't mean that sort of question. I mean something that will test the efficiency of these books.
Oh, I see, yes. I know. There was something in this competition. Wait a minute, here we are.
Yes, Newt, come along. What was it?
It's in the section on gardening. What is the botanical name for lady's slipper?
Ah, and you don't know?
No, my lord.
Then let us see what the New Empire Book of Knowledge can tell us.
Right.
Now, come along, let's see. La to new. That's the one. Let's see now. Lace, ladybird. Here we are. Lady's slipper. Now, you see, Newt, how much easier life becomes when one has a really efficient set of reference books. You might have been puzzling over this for years.
Yes, I'm sure I should have done, my lord. What does it say?
Lady's slipper. See under botanical name.
Not too helpful, is it, my
Oh,
lord?
my dear Newt, the compilers of these volumes may surely be permitted to assume that a certain level of intelligence is in their reader.
You mean they expect us to know the botanical name for lady's slipper?
Well, yes, of course, Newt.
Then, please, could you tell me what it is, my lord?
Yes. Would you go and see who that is?
Yes, of course, my lord.
will you, Newt?
Good morning, Archdeacon.
Morning, Newt. Is the bishop in?
Yes, he's in the study. Won't you come in?
Oh, thank you.
Archdeacon,
Yes, Newt?
do you know anything about ladies' slippers?
I say, steady on.
The Archdeacon, my lord.
Ah, Henry, come along in.
Thank you, Bishop.
Henry, what have you got there under your arm?
Just my bathing trunks.
Your bathing trunks?
Yes, I've been for a dip.
What, in the municipal baths, Henry?
No, across the road.
Oh, at Mr. Lynch's house, Archdeacon.
That's right, Newt.
He hasn't put a swimming pool in that beautiful old garden.
Yes, Bishop, it's cheered it up no end.
Oh. Go and answer the door, would you, Newt?
Very well, my lord.
Have a glass of sherry, Henry.
Oh, better not, Bishop.
Really, Henry, are you sure?
Yes, Bishop. I've just had a Pimm's by the pool.
Dean, my lord.
Good morning, my lord, Archdeacon.
Good morning, Dean.
Morning, Dean.
Well, my lord, the guttering appeal has reached its target. The builders started work this morning, and the first plastic gutter will be up by lunchtime.
Yes, I'm sure you are to be congratulated, Dean.
We are all to be congratulated, my lord. I could certainly not have undertaken such a task without the help and support I received from you and the other guarantors.
Guarantors? What guarantors?
I see you have forgotten the dinner at the Mitre Hotel with which we launched the appeal last year.
Well, of course I haven't. Why should I have forgotten it?
Frankly, my lord, because there was a regrettably high incidence of overindulgence that evening.
I didn't notice anything, Dean.
That doesn't surprise me, Archdeacon.
I seem to remember you asking me to share a bottle of wine with you, Dean.
Half a bottle, my lord.
Oh, was it?
Between four of us. To celebrate your decision.
What decision?
Personally, to guarantee the appeal in the sum of £100, in case it should not reach its target.
I did. I agreed to act as guarantor.
Then you have forgotten.
What? Oh, no. Now that you mention it, I do have a vague recollection of signing something for you at the dinner.
It was a fine and noble gesture, my lord.
Oh, thank you, Dean. How very gracious.
Well, you must be relieved the appeal has reached its target.
Not at all, Newt, not at all. You don't suppose I would undertake to be a guarantor without being prepared to face the consequences, Newt?
I'm relieved to hear you say that, my lord.
Why, Dean?
Because I have come to ask you for your cheque.
What check?
For the £100, my lord. I've come to collect it.
But you don't need it if you've reached your target.
Indeed I do. It makes up the sum.
What? Do you mean to say you've included the guarantor's money in order to reach the target?
Certainly, my lord. Otherwise we couldn't begin the works.
But the report in the Gazette doesn't say anything about needing to use the guarantor's money, Dean.
Naturally, I wished to promote confidence.
Oh, Dean, I'm surprised at you. To conceal the true state of the appeal like that is most dishonest.
Indeed, it is not, my lord. Mr. Lynch assures me that it is perfectly usual practice in business.
For how long, Dean, have we at St. Og's taken the practices of business as a model for our conduct?
Not for long enough, my lord. Had we done so, we should not now be in the financial difficulties we are. So, my lord, may I have your cheque?
Oh, well, I'm very sorry, Dean, but the more I think about it, I don't really remember agreeing to be a guarantor.
Indeed, my lord, as I feared, the wine has affected your memory.
Frankly, Dean, I might say the same to you. What? Well, I mean, you can't be certain that you didn't imagine the whole thing.
As it happens, I can. I took the precaution of seeing that all the guarantors gave their agreement in writing. These forms are in the appeal file and can be produced.
Oh, can they? Oh, well, Dean, I'm afraid I must ask you to wait for payment.
How long do you wish me to wait?
Well, frankly, for as long as possible.
Oh, well, very well, my lord. I'll come back in half an hour.
Half an hour? Can't you wait longer than that?
Well, I might make it 3/4. But beyond that would be cutting things fine.
Cutting what things fine?
My arrangement to pay the builder a substantial sum at 12 o'clock noon today.
And you're relying on my £100 for this?
Yes, my lord. I shall return in 40 minutes with the form you signed. And now, if you will excuse me, I must go and see how the work is progressing.
Oh, do, Dean, do, and I hope it gives you great satisfaction.
I'm sure it will, my lord. My lord, I am not a vain man, but I must confess it pleases me to think that I shall be remembered as the dean who fitted the cathedral with plastic gutters. Good morning, my lord.
Oh, Bishop.
What will you do, my lord?
I've no idea. How on earth can I find £100 in half an hour?
I suppose you could approach Lady Hawley, my lord.
Lady Hawley Newt? No, she was at the dinner. She's almost certainly a guarantor herself. Of course, there's old Lord Ringmold.
He was there too, Bishop.
Was he, Henry? I wonder if he escaped the Dean's clutches.
No, Bishop, not a chance. Not in the state he was in.
Really, I'm bound to say I think the Dean behaved disgracefully, taking advantage of the relaxed atmosphere of that dinner to trick people.
But who will you ask to help you, my lord?
I don't know, Newt. Unless, of course, Newt,
But I only got £20, my lord. I need that for Obernamagga. I couldn't possibly.
yes, all right, of course, yes.
I think I'll be off.
No, Henry, don't go. I didn't really expect you to help, Henry, no. But can't you think of someone?
Frankly, yes, Bishop.
You can.
Oh, so can I, my lord.
Who?
Mr. Lynch, my lord.
Oh, really, Newt? Ask a stranger for £100? A newcomer to the close, a rich man who I haven't even met?
You don't have to ask him to give it, Bishop.
No, my lord, you need only ask for a loan.
Oh, no, I'm afraid it's out of the question.
Then what will you do, my lord?
Well, I shall have to sell something.
Something worth £100, Bishop?
Yes, you're right, Henry. I don't think I've got anything that's worth £100.
Yes, you have, my lord. The books.
Oh, what are they, Bishop?
Oh, Henry, it's something I've wanted all my life. A work I can consult whenever I need information. A new and up-to-date set of encyclopedia.
Huh? Why not consult them now, Bishop?
What about, Henry?
Where to find £100?
Oh, I suppose you're both right. I shall have to sell them. Let me see, the publishers of the New European Publishing Company, 215 Station Approach, Hove.
If you like, I'll bring them, my lord.
Oh, all right, Newt, I suppose you'd better. No, I won't. Nothing will induce me to part with them.
Oh, wait a minute, I'll answer that. The Palace of St. Ogg's Bishop's Chaplain speaking. Yes, Dean? Oh, yes. Yes, very well. I'll tell his lordship.
What did he want?
Just, he's not coming to collect the money after all.
He's not? There you are, Henry. What did I say? I knew it would have been a mistake to sell my books.
No, he's sending the builder instead.
He's doing what?
He said it would save time if you gave him the money direct.
Oh, and what about this form I'm supposed to have signed? I thought he was going to bring it to show me.
He says he will give it to the builder. What will he do now, my lord?
Do, Newt, what do you think we're going to do? You're going to ring the New European Publishing Company.
Right, my lord. I'll just get through to them.
Oh, really? Come on, Henry. Help me put them back in these boxes.
How long have you had them, Bishop?
About 10 minutes. Oh, really? No, Henry, it's heartbreaking. The thing I need about everything else, really up-to-date information.
Are you sure it is up-to-date, Bishop?
Well, of course it is. Any work this size takes a while to prepare, and there's bound to be a certain time lag. Why do you ask?
Because it says here, published in 1920.
1920?
Yes, I suppose that's the time lag.
I've got the publishers on the line, my lord. Do you want to speak to them personally?
I most certainly do, Newt. Hello. This is the Bishop of St. Ogg's speaking. Yes, I recently purchased the New European Book of Knowledge from you, and I am extremely displeased to find that they are out of date. Yes, they were printed in 1920. But, my dear sir, in your brochure, you described them as being just published. I see.
What's he say, Bishop?
He seems the brochure was printed in 1920. All the same, I must insist you refund my money. Against your principles? I can tell you, sir, it is against my principles to pay £97.50 for a set of out-of-date reference books. What do you mean that's only the first installment? Another £97.50 within 6 months? But this is disgraceful. Oh, yes, it very well may be good business from your point of view, but morally, let me tell you... Oh.
What's the matter, my lord?
He's rung off. Now what am I going to do?
You'd better phone Lynch, Bishop. It's your only hope.
Yes, my lord, let me get through.
Oh, I suppose so, Newt. To ask him for money like this is just the very thing that I didn't want to do. Quickly, Henry, before Newt gets through, tell me what sort of a man is he?
I don't know, Bishop. I've never met him.
But you've just been swimming in his pool, Archdeacon.
Yes, but he wasn't there.
Then who was?
Oh, just his wife.
Oh, really, what a pity.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Hello? Oh, is that Mrs. Lynch? Ah, yeah, this is the Bishop's chaplain speaking. Yes, the Bishop was wondering if your husband would care to call and see him. Well, as soon as possible, really. He is. How funny. Oh, yes, I'll certainly tell his lordship, yes. I do hope that I'll meet you soon, too. Yes, I've heard all about you.
Yeah, but about all that, Newt.
Yes, well, I must go now. Goodbye.
Is he coming?
Yes, he was coming anyway.
He was? You mean he'd intended to call upon me uninvited?
No, my lord. The Dean had asked him to call.
The Dean? Why did the Dean want him to call on me?
To collect the £100. It seems it's one of his firms putting up the plastic guttering.
You mean Lynch is the Dean's builder? But I can't ask him to lend me money to pay himself.
That'll be him now, my lord.
Oh, Henry, what can I do?
You'd better tell him the truth, Bishop.
Yes, but it's too humiliating.
Shall I let him in, my lord?
Yes, Newt, I suppose so.
And my lord,
What is it?
well, if I don't go to the travel agent and pay for my ticket, I shan't be able to go to Oberammergau this evening. I realize it's not the best time to mention it.
On the contrary, Newt, it's the perfect time.
You mean I can go?
No, I mean you can give me the money.
Crikey,
Yes,
Moses.
something on account, Newt. That'll keep him quiet and give us time to think. Come on, Newt. Come on, hand it over.
But I need the money now.
And don't you think I do?
But, my lord, I really don't think this is fair.
Of course it isn't, Newt. It's business. Now, let me see. 18, 19, 20. Oh, thank you, Newt, thank you. Now, let us all go and let him in.
Good morning. May I see the Bishop of St. Albans?
Indeed you may, my dear sir. Come in, come in.
Thank you. I was afraid you might not be at home.
Oh, on the contrary, as you can see, I and my staff are here. Now, do you know my archdeacon and my chaplain?
Pleased to meet you.
Good morning.
So my visit isn't a surprise.
Not entirely, no, sir. A case of their sound is gone out into all lands. Now, do come into the study and sit down.
Thank you. Now, we can discuss the money.
Oh, yes, I see you're not one to beat about the bush. But won't you at least sit down first?
Thank you. Yes, I take it that this is your name and your address and your handwriting?
Yeah, well, yes, it's my name and address, but it's Newt's handwriting.
What?
Newt, did you sign this form?
No, my lord, I didn't.
But
I
you
would
must have done, Newt.
No.
It's your writing. This could explain it, you know, Henry. I didn't think I agreed to be a guarantor.
Are you suggesting this gentleman signed in your name, my lord?
I'd never do that, my lord.
He must have done.
Oh, we get a lot of this sort of thing. People do it because they think it'll bring them luck. Of course, we could claim it invalidates the competition and refuse to pay out. But we are usually prepared to be tolerant.
Competition? Pay out? What's all this about?
The Everybody's Mother magazine's bouncing baby competition, of course. You won it.
I have.
Crikey Moses.
Newt, do you know something about this?
Me, my lord? Was it something to do with, different ways of folding a baby's, serviette?
6 ways to fold a nappy. That's right.
Oh. Yes, my lord. I'm afraid I had a rather long way to the dentist.
But what do you know about folding nappies, Newt?
Nothing, my lord. But I always came top in geometry.
Really, Newt, what a time for this to happen. I'm very sorry. There seems to be some mistake. I'm terribly sorry you've been troubled. Now, do let me show you out.
Oh, don't you want the prize, then?
No. Well, at least, what is it?
Well, there's a choice. You can have 2 years' supply of tin baby food from a leading maker.
Well, no, I don't think really that would be of much use to me.
Or there's a complete Stork's Visit nursery, including one of the new Nazareth cots.
Oh, no. Again, I don't really think I should ever use it.
Well, it's got all the bidding with it, and it's on rockers.
Yes, even so.
Or you can just take the money.
The money? How much money?
£100.
Oh, Bishop, oh, my lord.
Yes, I'll take that, please.
Oh, well, you'll have to sign here.
I'll sign anywhere.
Wait a moment. What's wrong? Did you say this gentleman signed the entry form?
Yes, I'm afraid I did.
Oh, well then, would you mind signing the receipt, sir, to keep our records straight?
No, of course. That is,
Just sign Cuthbert Heaver.
may I, my lord?
Oh, yes, you certainly may, Newt.
And here's the check for £100 from everybody's mother.
Oh, thank you. I will have that.
But this gentleman entered the competition, my lord.
And this check is made out to me. Thank you. Now, Newt, if you just show this dear gentleman out, I don't want to rush you, but I am expecting a visitor.
If you just come this way.
Thank you. Good day, gentlemen, and congratulations to you both.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes.
Dean.
I hope you don't mind my intrusion.
No, we're just showing this gentleman out.
Yes, of course. Goodbye, Mr.
I'm everybody's mother. Goodbye.
I thought you weren't coming to collect the money yourself, Dean.
I haven't come to collect it, my lord.
Oh, why not?
It seems that you did not agree to become a guarantor for the guttering appeal after all.
What?
Looking through the guarantor's forms, I see that although one is made out for you, you have not actually signed it. I can't think why you didn't. I fully intended you should.
The wine must have weakened your vigilance, Dean.
Half a bottle, Newt. Shared between 4.
The other 3 must have had a thin time.
What was that, Archdeacon?
I said things have turned out fine.
Indeed, they have not, Archdeacon. I now have to find an extra £100.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry, Dean, but the bishop's fund is very low at present.
Low? How low?
Well, it's down to £2.50. You see, I bought these books.
Books? What books?
The New European Book of Knowledge.
They look expensive.
They certainly were, Dean.
My lord, would you consider letting me have these books as your contribution to the appeal?
Well, yes, Dean, but what will you do with them?
I shall sell them, my lord.
You can't do that, Dean. It's illegal.
Illegal? Why?
His lordship hasn't paid for them.
Oh.
I thought you said you had.
Well, of course I have, Dean. It's just that I have not paid the last installment.
I will pay that for you.
Oh, no, Dean. I couldn't possibly let you do that.
I insist, my lord.
No, Dean, you'd better have this check instead.
No, my lord. You said you need that for the bishop's fund. I insist that you let me take these books as your contribution to the appeal.
Oh, well, Dean, I mean, if you insist. What can I say?
Nothing, my lord. You must accept with a good grace the loss of these expensive books in a good cause.
Very well, Dean. My chaplain will help you carry them.
Will I, my lord?
Go on, Luke, do as I say.
Oh, very well, my lord.
Help me with this box, Newt.
Oh, my word, they're heavy, aren't they, Dean?
I don't know. I've carried heavier things than this, Newt.
Oh, have you? Well, in that case, you can carry this other box as well.
Yes, but I can't manage it.
Don't worry, Dean, the door's open.
No.
Just by the chair, that's right. There you go.
That's killed 2 birds with 1 stone, Henry.
Oh, but my lord, isn't it rather dishonest?
Well, Newt, this morning I might have agreed with you. But after all I've learnt from the Dean, I now see that it is simply good business.
Is it, my lord? On what principle?
The principle that no matter who gets trampled on in the process, one should turn loss into profit.
Well, in that case, may I have my £120 back?
Oh, you learn quickly, Newt. Very well, here you are.
Danke, my lord. I've just got time to go down to the travel agent and buy my ticket.
Are you going by coach, Newt?
Of course not, Archdeacon. I shall take the jumbo jet to Munich, staying a couple of nights in Oberammergau. Then I thought I'd go down and have a look at Venice, Assisi, Florence, Rome, the Colosseum, Naples, Paris on the way home.
In that episode of All Gas and Gaiters, the parts were played as follows. The Archdeacon Robertson Hare, the Bishop William Mervyn, the Dean John Barron, the Chaplain Jonathan Cecil,
The man from Everybody's Mother, Billy Milton. The Bishop Takes Up Business was written for television and adapted for radio by Pauline Devaney and Edwin.
the programme was produced by John Dias. We present All Gas and Gaiters.
The bishop keeps his diary.
Starring Robertson Hare, William Mervyn, John Barron, and Jonathan Cecil.
As winter turns into spring at St. Ogg's, the bishop sits at his desk looking a little pale, writing up his diary.
Ah, that you, Newt?
Yes, my lord.
You've done the shopping?
Yes, my lord. And I brought you a tonic.
Oh, really? What sort of a tonic?
Halibut oil.
Oh, really, that was disgusting.
I thought it would build you up after your flu.
Very, very thoughtful of you, Newt, but quite unnecessary. I've never felt better in my life.
Really, my lord? I wish I did.
Why, what's the matter with you?
Oh, I think it's the strain, my lord. First you being in bed, and then Mrs. Loosemore going down with it, and this never-ending cooking, cleaning, and scrubbing.
Oh, really, dear me, Newt, it sounds as though you need some halibut oil.
No, my lord. No, fishy things always disagree with me.
Oh, well, never mind about that, Newt. I've been writing up my diary, and there's something that I think you should hear.
Me, my lord?
Yes, listen. Tomorrow I shall have been Bishop of St. Ogg's for 10 years, and there is to be a service of rededication in the cathedral. Looking back on this period, I realize it has been one of the happiest of my life.
Oh, how very nice.
Wait, Newt, wait. I attribute this in some measure to my staff. In Henry Blunt, I have an archdeacon of unsurpassed excellence, and my domestic chaplain, Mervyn Newt, is a willing and at times effective aid.
My lord.
What do you think of that?
I don't know what to say, my lord. I simply do not know what to say.
Yeah, well, that's all right. No, that's all. I quite understand your feelings. By the way, did you remember to get the picture from the picture framers?
What? Oh, no, I'm afraid I forgot.
Can't I rely on you for anything, Newt?
I'm awfully sorry, my lord, but I did telephone them yesterday, and they promised faithfully to deliver your portrait today.
Well, I only hope they do, Newt. It'll be very embarrassing at the presentation ceremony tomorrow if I haven't got anything to present.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be all right. Well, I suppose I must begin to think about lunch. I'll go and put these groceries in the kitchen.
Isn't that one of those individual steak pies the Archdeacon told us about?
Yes, my lord.
Oh, good. I shall enjoy that.
Sorry, my lord.
What do you mean?
You're having steamed fish.
Steamed fish? But I've had steamed fish every day for a week. What I need is something to build me up.
And so you shall, my lord. 2 tablespoonfuls of halibut oil.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I insist upon having a steak pie.
But there's only one, my lord, and the fish is beautiful. I chose it myself.
Good, then you can eat it yourself.
I can't. You know, no fishy things disagree with me.
If I don't have that pie, Newt, I shall disagree with you.
There isn't anything else.
Oh, very well, Newt. You have the pie. I'll just put up with the steamed fish.
Oh, thank you, my lord. Do you want your barley water changed?
Oh, no, Newt. I'm fed up with that stuff. You can take it away.
Right, my lord.
And, Newt, you can bring back the sherry. I'll have a glass before lunch to help me appetite.
Sorry, my lord. Sorry.
What do you mean? Dr. Fox didn't say I couldn't have any sherry?
No, and he didn't say you could have it either, my lord.
Oh, I'll go. It'll be my portrait. Oh, Henry, it's only you.
Oh, I'm afraid so, Bishop. Who were you expecting?
No one, Henry, no one. It's just something being delivered. Come along in.
All right, Bishop. How are you?
Oh, much better, thank you, Henry.
No, hello. Your silver tray is looking a bit bare.
Yes, Henry, I'm afraid it is. Newt rather officiously put the sherry away while I was laid up.
Oh, but you're better now.
Yes, it seems Newt is not convinced.
Oh, really? Well, I've brought you something.
Ah, Henry, dear old friend, do I see one of those individual steak pies you recommended to us?
Yes, Bishop. I'm having it for lunch.
Oh.
And this is what I've brought for you, Bishop. There. That'll put new heart into you.
Oh, Henry, dear old friend, what an interesting packet. Do you know it has the familiar shape of a bottle? How very kind. Will you join me in a glass?
Me? Oh, no fear. I never touched the stuff.
Don't you, Henry?
No, Bishop. Oh, not halibut oil.
Don't worry, my lord, I'll go. Bring it straight in here, Newt.
What's the excitement, Bishop?
My 10-year presentation, Henry. It's just arrived.
Ah, a piece of silver, eh?
No, Henry, it is not.
But bishops always give silver, Bishop.
Not this one, Henry.
But it's a tradition.
Yes, Henry, and I'm breaking it. The cathedral is stuffed with silver, and it's only got to be clean.
Yes, and it's expensive these days.
Henry, not that expense had anything to do with my decision. I saw an advertisement in the Times. Your portrait in living oils by a Chelsea artist.
Oh, that sounds cheaper.
Well, it was quite reasonable, Henry. So I telephoned Mr. Fosselton Barnes.
Oh, Bishop?
Mr. Fosselton Barnes, Henry. He is a Chelsea artist.
Oh, really?
Yes. And he tells me he's very well known. He said if I could furnish him with 2 recent photographs, one profile, one full face, he could do the whole job without even seeing me.
My word.
Naturally, I had to tell him the color of my eyes and my hair.
Naturally.
Here we are, my lord. It's very big, isn't it?
Of course it is, Newt. It's full size. Now then, come on. Let's unwrap it. There, Henry. What about that?
My word.
Crikey Moses.
What do you think of it, Henry?
Are you sure you sent the photographs, Bishop?
What do you mean, Henry? I think it's a very good likeness, don't you, Newt?
He's certainly caught the color of your nose.
There is no need to be personal, Newt. I think it's a splendid piece of work, don't you, Henry?
The frame's nice, certainly.
Yes, the frame's lovely.
Look, and here's the plaque. Look, graciously presented to the cathedral by Dr. Cuthbert Heaver, D.D., Bishop of St. Ogg's. I'll put it here on the tray.
Oh, doesn't it go on the frame, my lord?
No, it's far too large. It'll go on the wall beside the picture when the dean has decided where to hang it.
Has he given you any idea where that'll be, my lord?
No, he doesn't even know anything about it yet, Newt. I haven't had a chance to tell him.
But he came to see you when you were in bed. He brought you all those nice books.
Yes, every one on plumbing.
Plumbing, Bishop?
Yes, you know the old dean, Henry. He's got such a one-track mind. All he could talk about was the verger's new washroom. I couldn't get a word in edgewise. See who that is, will you, Newt?
Yes, my lord. My lord, have you read the Archdeacon your diary?
No, Newt, I have not.
Oh, you must. It's rather interesting, Archdeacon. Excuse me.
I kept a diary once, Bishop.
When was that, old friend?
1915.
During the First World War, Henry. That should have been very interesting.
Yes, it was. Most.
What happened to it?
I lost it, I'm afraid.
Oh, dear.
Yes, it fell in the mud.
Oh, in Flanders?
No, in the back garden. It was a very wet summer.
Oh, really?
The Dean, my lord.
Good morning, my lord.
Good morning, Dean. Hello. Are you doing the shopping?
Alas, my wife has just gone down.
Really, Dean? How long for?
My wife has gone down with the flu, Archdeacon. The burden of domesticity has fallen upon me.
Oh, Dean, I am sorry.
Yes, Dean, that's absolutely wrong.
Thank you, Newt. I fear I am a child in these matters. I cannot even decide what to buy for lunch.
Oh, I know what I'd buy.
Really, my lord? What?
Oh, well, Dean, I was just thinking of some rather good individual steak pies that the butcher sells.
Indeed, I will make a note of that on my list.
Well, Dean, what can I do for you?
I wonder if you would be kind enough, after the service of rededication tomorrow, to bless the verger's new washroom.
Oh, my dear Dean, is it finished?
The last tile was grouted this morning, my lord. And the plumbers are, at this moment, connecting the main water supply.
Oh, Dean, you must be excited.
Oh, yes, Newt, I confess I am. Will you agree to do it, my
Of
lord?
course, Dean, of course.
Oh, thank you, my lord. Oh, how generous.
Oh, not at all, Dean. Think nothing of it.
No, my lord. I mean your presentation.
I see you've spotted it.
Indeed I have, my lord, and in these straitened times, too.
Well, Dean, what are you doing with my sherry tray?
Sherry tray?
That's my sherry tray you've got there.
But it says graciously presented to the cathedral by Dr. Cuthbert Heaver, D.D., Bishop of St. Ogg's.
No, Dean. That's the plaque to go under the portrait.
Portrait? What portrait?
This one, Dean, the bishop's presented to the cathedral.
Ah, I see.
What do you think of it, Dean?
Ah, delightful, my lord.
You like it?
Oh, of course. It's most, striking. But you realize in giving anything but silver you are breaking a tradition?
Oh, certainly, Dean, but I thought it a tradition that should be broken.
Oh, why?
Silver's very expensive these days, Dean.
Yes, but that, of course, was not my chief concern, Dean.
But where do you suggest hanging this portrait, my lord?
Well, Dean, I thought either in the north transept or by the west door.
Oh, in the cathedral?
Of course.
I fear that may not be possible.
Why ever not?
It would raise a certain problem.
Why, haven't you got a picture hook?
An ecclesiastical problem, Archdeacon. You are familiar with the second commandment, my lord?
The second commandment, let me see.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
That is the seventh commandment, Archdeacon.
Oh, really? I know it's one of them.
Thou shalt not make to thyself any graven image, nor any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or in the earth beneath, or in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down to them.
Thank you, Newt.
Not at all, my lord.
Now, do I understand, Dean, you are refusing to hang my portrait in the cathedral because you consider it to be a graven image?
Partly, my lord. Also, when I look at it, I fear it might distract the worshippers. Let us say I should prefer your presentation to take another form.
But I've had it specially painted.
I'm sorry, my lord. Had I been aware that you intended to break the tradition, I should have advised against it. Oh, gracious, is that the time? Excuse me. I must get back to the verger's washroom and examine the flow. Good morning, my lord.
May I see you out, Dean?
Thank you. There is no need. Good morning.
Oh, Bishop.
Oh, Henry, this is dreadful. What shall I do?
Well, perhaps if the dean won't accept the portrait, my lord, you could give the tray instead.
That sherry tray? Certainly not. That was an ordination present from my mother. No, I've been to all the trouble to have that portrait painted to hang in the cathedral, and hang in the cathedral it shall. Dean or no Dean.
But how will you persuade him, my lord? After all, he does have the right to refuse.
Yes, I don't know, Newt, but we've got to find a way. You better go straight over to the library and have a look at the cathedral statute. See if you can find a loophole.
Now, my lord? But it'll take hours. What about my lunch, my individual steak pie? It'll be ruined.
No, it won't, Newt. I'll eat it for you. There you are, Newt. You've been a long time. How have you got on?
It's no good, my lord. I've been right through the statutes. If the dean doesn't want the portrait in the cathedral, you can do nothing about it.
As if I hadn't got enough work to do without added problems like this.
Oh, my lord, is that your diary you're writing in?
Yes, Newt, it is.
Have you added to what you put before, my lord?
As a matter of fact, I have. Would you like to hear it?
Oh, may I?
Certainly do. Now, where do we get up to?
Well, there was something about the archdeacon, my
Oh,
lord.
yes, of course. In Henry Blunt, I have an archdeacon of unsurpassed excellence. Was that it?
Yes, my lord.
Yes. Oh, well, you've heard the next bit, haven't you?
Yes, my lord. I suppose I have.
Right. Well, I'll continue. Indeed, my happiness has been marred only by the presence of Dean Pugh Critchley, surely one of the most stupid, obstinate, narrow-minded, bigoted deans it's ever been a bishop's ill luck to encounter. What do you think of that?
Oh, my lord, is that quite kind?
Possibly not, Newt, but it's perfectly true.
Ah, my lord!
Oh, Dean!
The door was open. I hope I didn't startle you.
Oh, no, of course not, Dean.
I've come to express my gratitude.
Oh, Dean,
Yes, frankly, I cannot thank you enough.
Well, I must say I'm glad you feel like this about it.
I certainly do. I have never tasted such a pie.
A pie? I thought you meant my portrait.
No, though to tell you the truth, I have had second thoughts about that.
Oh, you have?
Yes, my lord, I've had a word with the Chancellor, and I pointed out to him that it depends very much where this portrait is to hang, providing it does not distract the worshippers. I cannot see there can be any objection.
Really, Dean? Oh, isn't this good news?
Yes, it's simply a matter of finding a suitable site. I should not like you to think that I was ungrateful.
Oh, no, of course not. I realize that such a novel gift takes a little getting used to.
Precisely, my lord. It was just the first shock.
Yes, I found it rather a shock, too, Dean.
I mean the shock of the bishop breaking the tradition, Newt. In fact, now I look at the portrait, I am extremely impressed.
You are?
Yes, I look forward to my wife seeing it. She has an eye for these things, and speaking of grace, is that the time? Oh, I must be off. I have to give her medicine and then get back to the washroom. The plumbers are conducting a rather interesting test on the drains.
Oh, really? Well, don't let us delay you, Dean.
Yeah, thank you, my lord. I wonder if you have finished with those books I lent you whilst you were ill.
Oh, yes, Dean, they're on my desk.
Then, if I might take them?
Of course, Dean. Help yourself.
Thank you, my lord.
Bishop!
What is it, Henry?
The Chancellor says he's managed to talk some sense into the Dean. Hello, Dean.
Good afternoon, Archdeacon.
You've got your books?
Yes, thank you, my lord. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Oh, dear. Did I put my foot in it?
Yes, Henry, but it didn't matter. He's going to accept my portrait after all.
He is? Oh, congratulations, Bishop.
I must say he was very pleasant about it, wasn't he, my lord?
Well, he may have seemed pleasant, Newt. That's only because he was so unpleasant before lunch. No, the fact is that after 10 years, I've learned how to handle the Dean. The secret is, Henry, I never let him know what I really think of him. I mask my feelings.
Oh, really?
Yes, well, now, what are we all going to do this afternoon?
I know. Why don't you read the Archdeacon your diary?
Oh, you don't want to hear that, do you, Henry?
Yes, Bishop.
I'll get it, my lord. I'll get it. Don't disturb yourself. I'll get it.
I thought you wanted to go to lunch, Newt.
Yes, I do, my lord, but I can spare a moment.
Anyway, you've heard it.
Yes, but I wouldn't mind hearing it again.
Oh, very well, Newt. Bring it over. It's on the desk.
It's not here, my lord.
Well, of course it's
But
there.
I can't see it.
Oh, really, Newt, you are the most stupid, hopeless idiot.
That isn't what you put in your diary, is it, my lord? You wrote something very different, didn't you?
Yes, Newt, and I'm thinking of crossing it out. Here, let me have a look. What on earth have you done with it?
I haven't touched it.
But you must have done,
But I
Newt.
haven't. You had it on your desk just before the Dean came in.
The Dean?
Perhaps he picked up your diary with his plumbing books.
Good heavens.
Well, I expect he'll bring it back.
Yes, I expect he will. After he's read it.
Read it? Oh, my lord, he wouldn't.
Oh, yes, he would.
A private diary? No one would read a private
The
diary.
Dean would. At least he'd read mine. He wouldn't be able to stop himself.
What's in it, Bishop?
Everything, Henry, everything. My opinion of the Dean very succinctly expressed.
That's awkward.
Awkward, Henry. It's a disaster. If he reads it, it'll undo the work of 10 years. We must get it back at once.
Shall I ring him up and ask him to bring it round, my lord?
What, give him the chance to read it? No, Newt, you must go straight over to the deanery before he realizes and ask him to give it back at once.
But I'm going to have my lunch, my lord.
This is an emergency, Newt.
But can't you go?
Certainly not. I mean, it would make him suspicious if he thought I was anxious to get it back.
Shall I go, Bishop?
Oh, Henry, thank you, dear old friend.
Oh, thank you, Archdeacon.
But you won't arouse his suspicions, will you?
Don't worry, Bishop. No, leave this to me. Shan't be long.
Good.
I'll go and get some lunch then, my lord.
Yes, of course. I think we can rely upon the Archdeacon to get the diary.
Oh, rather. That's if it's there, of course.
What do you mean, if it's there?
Well, it might be in the washroom.
My dear Newt, the Dean is hardly likely to have taken my diary into the washroom.
Well, he was on his way there.
Oh, yes, so he was. Newt, get over there immediately.
To the washroom? But what about my lunch?
That can wait.
But I'm starving, and even if the Dean did take your diary to the washroom, I'm sure he wouldn't
And
eat it.
I'm sure he would. Newt, now, get going.
But I haven't had any breakfast.
Do as I say and hurry. Go on, cut across the lawn, quickly.
But, my lord...
What's the matter now, Newt?
I've just remembered.
What?
I didn't have any 11s either.
Oh, go on, Newt. Now, who on earth can that be?
Coming.
Oh, Dean, it's you.
May I come in, my lord? I find I have inadvertently taken a book of yours, my lord.
A book of mine, Dean? Oh, I don't expect it's important.
It's your diary.
My diary? How do you know it's my diary?
It has diary written on the front. Here you are, my lord.
Oh, thank you. And you noticed that before you'd looked inside, Dean?
Looked inside? But, my lord, it is a private diary.
Private? Oh, yes. Well, of course, it's not all that private, Dean. Just a dreary catalogue of dates and appointments, you know.
I went to the washroom, my lord, and the dean isn't there, so the archdeacon must have caught him at the deanery.
Thank you, Newt. Thank you.
Are you looking for me, Newt?
Oh, Dean, you're here.
Yes, Newt. And he's just going.
I found I had taken the bishop's diary by mistake.
Did you read it?
Read it! It's a private diary, of course not.
There. What did I tell you, my lord? That's all right, then.
Newt!
Yes, Dean?
What did you tell the bishop?
I said you were not the sort of person who went round reading other people's diaries, Dean.
Really? And who said I was?
No one, Dean. No one.
The bishop only said you would read his. He said you wouldn't be able to stop you.
I thought you were unaware that I even had your diary, my lord.
Yes, well, Dean, you see,
And in any case, I cannot see why you should object to my reading a mere catalogue of dates and appointments.
But it isn't, Dean. It's a proper diary.
Indeed.
Yes, but the bishop's written some very nice things about certain people.
Oh, really, my lord?
Yes, well, I may have written just a few things, Dean.
Yes, some very nice ones, my lord, if I may be permitted to say so.
How do you know, Newt?
The bishop's read them to me, Dean.
Why did you tell me it was only dates and appointments, my lord?
He was just being modest, Dean. He's written some very nice things about the archdeacon and, someone else.
Oh, someone else? Oh, my lord. May I hear what you have written about someone else?
No, Dean, I'm afraid you can't. It's private.
But you read it to your chaplain.
I'm sure you could read the dean what you said about the archdeacon, couldn't you, my lord?
I should like to hear it, my lord.
Oh, very well. I'll sit over here on the sofa.
Won't you sit down, Dean?
Oh, thank you, Newt. Do you mind if I join you, my lord?
Well, but I'm sure you'll be much more comfortable over on that chair over there.
No, my lord. This will do very well next to you.
Now, my lord, do please begin.
All right. Tomorrow I shall have been Bishop of the Dogs for 10 years, and there is to be a service of rededication in the cathedral. As I look back over this period, I realize it has been one of the happiest of my life.
Isn't that nice, Dean?
Indeed it is, Newt. Most gratifying, my lord.
This fact I attribute in some measure to my staff. In Henry Blunt, I have an archdeacon of unsurpassed excellence. There you are. You don't want to hear any more, do you?
Oh, don't we, my lord?
Yes, please continue, my lord.
Please, my lord, please.
Oh, very well. And my domestic chaplain, Mervyn Newt, is a willing and, at times, effective aid.
Is that all?
Yes, Dean, I'm afraid it is.
But don't you mention, someone else? Let me have a peek.
No, Dean. No, I haven't mentioned anyone else.
Ah, my lord, I think you're teasing me.
What do you mean?
Well, if no one else is mentioned, why are you so anxious that I should not see over your shoulder?
Well, you see...
Will you read it to me?
All right, Dean, if you insist. My happiness has been completed by the presence of Dean Pugh Critchley.
Good.
A most excellent Dean. He has recently completed a new washroom for the vergers, which is very modern and another indication of what a very good man he is. His wife, too, Mrs. Pugh Critchley, is a most delightful lady. At present, unhappily, she's got the flu, and we all hope that she will soon get better and be able to look after him again, as she usually does, so that he can continue to be such a very, very good dean and efficient.
My lord.
Oh, do keep quiet, Newt. Really, quite one of the finest deans this cathedral
My lord,
has ever...
I don't think the dean's listening.
What? Why not?
Because over your shoulder I have just read what you had actually written, my lord. Stupid, obstinate, narrow-minded, and bigoted. Hey, my lord!
Well, Dean, you see, I only wrote that Because you wouldn't accept my portrait, I was going to rub it out.
There'll be no need to do that, my lord, because now I shall certainly not accept your portrait.
Oh, Dean, don't say that. Can't we discuss
As far as I am concerned, there is nothing to discuss, my lord.
Oh, then shall I show you out, Dean?
No, I am not leaving.
Oh, aren't you?
Not yet, my lord. I have a few things I wish to say to you.
Yes, well, would you mind if I left, Dean? I haven't had any lunch.
No, stay where you are.
May I come in?
Oh, Archdeacon.
Hello, Dean. Been deciding where to hang the picture?
The picture will not now be hung. Do you want something, Archdeacon?
Oh, only to see the bishop.
Oh.
It's not very convenient just now, Henry.
Oh, sorry, Bishop. I only wanted to give you this.
What is it?
Oh, you know, Bishop, you know.
No, Henry.
No.
That's not my diary.
What isn't it?
What is that, Archdeacon?
Just the bishop's diary, Dean.
Where did you get it?
Well, it was on your desk.
Oh, then it must be your diary, Dean.
It is. You haven't read it, have you, Archdeacon?
No, certainly not, Dean.
Yes. May I have it, please?
Yes, all right, of course. Here, Newt, give it to the Dean.
Here, please, note.
You seem very anxious to have it back, Dean.
I am. It's private.
Oh, do you mean you've written things about people in it?
Huh? What? No. May I have it, please?
No, Dean, you may not. Newt, give it to me.
But I thought you said I was to give it to the Dean.
Never mind what I said, do as I say.
That's my diary. Give me my diary.
Not until I've had a look at it.
How dare you? It's private, I tell you.
Very well, Dean, very well. I will return it to you if you will accept my portrait.
What? Oh, yes, of course I will accept your portrait. My diary, please.
There you are, Dean. Checkmate, I think.
Yes, my lord, I suppose you might call it that. And while I'm here, I'd better just measure this portrait.
Oh, by all means, Dean.
Yes, just to make sure that it will fit the site where I propose it shall hang.
Oh, yes, Dean, of course, yes. Where exactly in the cathedral is that site, Dean?
Oh, it's not in the cathedral, my lord.
Not in the cathedral? Then where are you going to hang the portrait?
Why, where I always intended, my lord, in the verger's new washroom. Good afternoon.
What? Did you hear that, Henry? My beautiful new portrait hanging in his wretched washroom. What do you say to that, Henry?
Oh, disgraceful, Bishop.
I should say it's disgraceful.
Oh, it certainly is, my lord.
A fine piece of work like that. Oh, do stop it, you two. Mr. Fossington Barnes is a very well-known artist.
Really,
my lord.
Well, look at the portrait. Oh, all right, you two. Yes, it really isn't very good, is it?
It's dreadful, Bishop.
It really is, my lord.
It is not as bad as all that.
Oh, I'm sorry, my lord.
So I should jolly well think.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just you wait till I've been here 20 years. I'll show you something then. Now that's all over. What are we all going to do now?
Well, I really must have something to eat.
You can't still be feeling hungry. Hasn't it passed over?
No, I feel a bit faint.
Oh, well, in that case, all right, Newt, off you go.
Thank you, my lord.
And, Henry, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll read to you what I've written in my diary.
All right, Bishop.
Will you really, my lord?
Thought you were going to have something to eat.
Yes, I am in a moment. I just hear this first.
But you've heard it twice already.
I know, my lord. I thought I'd hear it once more, for luck.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
You
Yes,
ready?
Bishop.
Are you ready, Henry?
Yes, Bishop, yes.
Sitting comfortably?
Yes.
Right. Tomorrow I shall have been Bishop of St. Ogg's for 10 years, and there is to be a service of rededication in the cathedral.
In that episode of All Gas and Gaiters, the parts were played as follows. The Archdeacon, Robertson Hare, the Bishop, William Mervyn, the Dean, John Barron, the Chaplain, Jonathan Cecil.
The Bishop Keeps His Diary was written for television and adapted for radio by Pauline Devaney and Edwin.
The programme was produced by John Dias.
We present All Gas and Gaiters. The Bishop warms up. starring Robertson Hare, William Mervyn, John Barron and Jonathan Cecil, with this week's special guests Hugh Paddock and Frank Williams as the Vicar's Choral, and Dudley Jones as Mr. Parry Jones. It is a bright winter morning as the Bishop's chaplain, the Reverend Mervyn Newt, comes downstairs at the start of another day.
Oh, I'm so tired. Must be dreadfully early. What does the clock say? 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock? It can't be.
At the third stroke, it will be 9:59 and 40 seconds.
Excuse me, are you sure?
At the third stroke, it will be 9:59 and 50 seconds.
I'm sorry, madam. I think you must be mistaken.
At the third stroke, it will be 10 o'clock precisely.
Look, I don't want to argue with you, madam, but I'd advise you to check your watch.
What's the matter, Newt?
Good morning, my lord. Nothing. It's just they're all at 6s and 7s at the telephone exchange.
Well, who are you speaking to?
The lady who tells the time, Miss Tim.
Oh, that's the speaking clock. It's a record, Newt.
Of course. Of course it is. I'm sorry, I'm so tired, I'm not properly awake. Have you had breakfast yet?
Breakfast? Haven't you had breakfast yet?
No, my lord, have you?
Of course, I've just come back from Matins.
Good Lord, then it really is 10 o'clock.
Of course it is, and I'm surprised it's not 11, judging by the length of the anthem.
Anthem? That's the 4th anthem the choir has sung this week.
Yes, and incidentally, by far the most boring, Newt.
Then the Dean really is going ahead with his plan to put the cathedral on the map musically.
Yes, Newt. It seems we may regret his going to preach at King's College, Cambridge last week almost as much as they must have done.
Their music must have impressed him very much.
A little bit too much, if you ask me. Still, the choir school breaks up today, and while the boys are on holiday, we can look forward to 4 weeks without anthems. Now, have you opened the post?
Yes, my lord.
Newt, how dare you yawn like that in my face?
Oh, I'm so sorry, my lord. It's the central heating.
Indeed? And what, pray, is wrong with my new central heating?
Well, nothing, my lord, nothing. It's just it's rather hot.
Heating, Newt, is meant to be hot.
I know, my lord, but was it necessary to screw up all the windows?
No, I thought I had explained to you that we cannot install expensive central heating and then start opening all the windows.
Yes, my lord, you did, but my room's directly over the boiler.
Oh, is it, Newt? Oh, borrow, Newt, yes, I hadn't really realised that.
Yes, and it's got the hot tank actually in it.
Ah, then you certainly mustn't open the window. We can't let the hot tank get cold, can we? Now, where's the mail?
Here's one. It's from the Reverend Percival Stott at Badgeworth.
Oh, Stott. Looking forward to hearing you lead us at the hymn service tomorrow. Oh, bless his old heart.
Is it the hymn service tomorrow, my lord?
Well, of course it is, Newt. You know we always hold it the day after the boys go home.
Oh, dear. Do you think the Archdeacon will insist on singing a solo of Armoured Christian Soldiers again this year?
Oh, I do hope not, Newt. You know, Henry never seems to realise his voice is definitely an acquired taste.
Bishop! Bishop!
Ah, morning, Henry, dear old thing. What's the matter?
It's the Dean, Bishop.
Well, what about him?
Oh, he's on the roof.
On the roof? Which roof?
The choir school roof, Archdeacon?
Yes, he's standing right on the edge.
Ah, that'll be something to do with the retiling, won't it, my lord?
Oh, yes, of course. They start today. He's probably supervising the workmen, Henry.
Oh, then he isn't going to jump off.
Jump off, Henry? Why should you imagine that he'd do that?
Oh, just wishful thinking.
Never mind now, Henry. We've got the hymn service tomorrow.
Oh, so we had, Bishop. What are we going to sing?
There's always Abide With Me.
Fast falls the eventide. We can hardly sing that just before lunch.
No. Now, what would be suitable just before lunch?
How about I hunger and I thirst?
See who that is, will you, Newt?
Right, my lord.
Ah, Newt, good morning.
Oh, good morning, Dean. Won't you come in?
Thank you.
The Dean, my lord.
Ah, Dean.
Well, my lord, what about matins, eh?
What about it, Dean?
The anthem, my lord. Rejoice!
Oh, that.
Well, surely you were impressed.
Oh, well, yes. It was very nice, wasn't it, Henry?
Yes, Bishop. Nice and long.
Long? But the choir only sang the first part. Ooh. They will sing the anthem in its entirety tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
But they can't, Dean. They're going home.
Yes, Dean. Surely you haven't forgotten. We have the annual hymn service tomorrow.
There will be no hymn service tomorrow, my lord.
No hymn service? What do you mean?
We shall hold a music festival instead. Oh. I have arranged for the choir to stay on an extra day.
But what about the roof of the choir school, Dean?
Yes, I mean, haven't the men begun taking the tiles off?
I'm having a tarpaulin put over it for the night.
But what about the boys? Surely they're not going to be pleased at the prospect of staying on.
I did not consult them, my lord. Their parents seem delighted.
Oh, I'm not surprised. But Dean, those boys could catch pneumonia. I must tell you that I strongly disapprove of this arrangement. If you take my advice, you will cancel the music festival and send the boys home at once.
May I remind you, my lord, that the choir is under my control?
Precisely, Dean, and you have a duty to see that the boys are properly housed.
This is nonsense. The boys are only to be there for one night. They will go home after the music festival tomorrow.
What sort of musical festival is it going to be, Dean?
A veritable feast, Archdeacon. A musical cornucopia worthy of St. Cecilia herself. Not only will the choir sing all 4 parts of the anthem Rejoice, and Mr. Paddy Jones will delight us with an organ recital, but I have persuaded the 2 vicars choral to give us an exhibition of early psalmodic plain song.
Oh, but Dean, the hymn service is an annual tradition.
The hymn service may be all right in a parish church, but it is not sufficiently uplifting for a cathedral.
Nonsense, Dean. What could be more uplifting than a great congregation singing together in unison?
Perhaps I can best answer by quoting a remark made to me by the Dean of King's College, Cambridge, when I dined at High Table there recently. He turned to me confidentially and remarked, "Pew Critchley, please may I have a chair?"
Oh, weren't there enough to go round, Dean?
No. May I have a chair?
Oh, yes, of course. Newt, a chair.
Oh, yes, of course.
What's the matter, Dean?
You know, well, it's rather warm in here.
Not as warm as my room, Dean. Do you know I've got the boiler underneath and the hot tank is right beside...
Yeah. Can we get you anything, Dean?
Oh, thank you, no, my lord. If you would just open a window.
Well, yes. I'm afraid that's going to be rather difficult.
Yes, you see, the bishop has screwed them up.
What? Well, so as not to waste heat, Dean.
But you can't do that. It's against the bylaws.
Is it, Dean? Are you sure?
Yes. Section 4C, subsection 29. It is forbidden to make alterations of a semi-permanent nature to existing ventilatory outlets. If you don't believe me, my lord, why not telephone the health department?
Oh, what a good idea. Do you know the number?
4211.
Oh, thank you, Dean. I'll get through at once.
Put down that phone, Newt.
But shouldn't we check, my lord?
Certainly not. It's quite unnecessary.
Oh, good. You take my word for it and unscrew the windows.
I will do no such thing. Have you any idea what a house this size costs to heat?
No, my lord. At the deanery, our expenses do not include such luxuries.
Oh, really? Well, if they did, Dean, I can assure you your windows would be screwed up as well.
And I can assure you, my lord, that nothing would persuade me to contravene a bylaw. And now, if you'll excuse me, I must go and see how the workmen are progressing on the roof.
But Dean, we must discuss this musical festival further.
Quite unnecessary, my lord. All arrangements are made. Just come along tomorrow morning and enjoy yourselves.
I'll show you out.
Yes, thank you, Luke. Thank you. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning.
Oh, well, Henry, what do you say to that?
Pity he didn't jump off the roof.
Oh. Really, honestly, Henry, to walk in here and calmly tell us we can't have our hymn service?
I was looking forward to a good sing.
Yes, and so was I, Henry. For all the saints we plough the fields and scatter, ye holy angels bright. Oh, we'd have had them all.
And onward, Christian soldier.
Yes, Henry, yes. I mean, we're all going to be disappointed, Henry.
Yes.
Including the choir boys.
Hey, I feel so sorry for those boys.
Yes, so do I, Henry. Fancy keeping them from their holidays and making them spend a night under a tarpaulin in the middle of winter.
They won't like it, Bishop.
They won't, Henry, that's certain.
My lord?
Yes, Newt?
Well, I've been thinking, and it seems to me the question resolves itself down to whether or not it's healthy to sleep like that.
I shouldn't think it is for a moment.
Oh, then don't you think we should ring the health department and check if it's against the bylaw?
Newt, what a splendid idea. Get on the phone and check up at once, will you?
Right, my lord, I will.
The Dean said we mustn't contravene the bylaws, didn't he, Henry?
He did, Bishop.
Hello? Is that the health department? May I speak to the chief officer, please? Thank you. My lord, shall I ask if there's a specific bylaw against screwing up windows?
Of course not, Newt. You will ask if there is a specific bylaw against choir boys sleeping under a tarpaulin in winter. I must say, Newt, you know, you get a splendid view of the choir school roof from your bedroom window, don't you? Can you see anything through those binoculars?
No, my lord. The health inspector's still examining the tiles.
What's the Dean doing?
He's still talking to the health inspector, my lord.
I'd like to know what he's saying, wouldn't you, Henry? Henry!
Sorry, Bishop. What was that?
Oh, Henry, aren't you interested in what's happening?
Yes, Bishop. But it's so hot in here.
You don't have to sleep here, Archdeacon. When that boiler gets going at night, I can tell you it's quite something.
Oh, do stop making a fuss, Newt. What's happening now?
Nothing. Oh, yes. The health inspector's shaking his head.
Ah, I thought he would.
Yes, and he's started to climb down the ladder.
Splendid. What about the Dean?
He's following. He's still talking.
Can you see his expression?
No, but the health inspector's shaking his head again.
Oh, that clinches it. Henry, we shall have our hymn service after all. What's happening now, Newt?
They're shaking hands. Ah, the health inspector's getting into his car. Yeah, he's driving off, and the Dean is turning and, he's, coming this way, my lord.
Good. Well, we've seen all there is to see. Come on, let's get downstairs.
Rather, Bishop.
Oh, do you want to see the Dean's face, eh, Henry?
No, Bishop. I want to get out of this heat.
Oh.
But, my lord,
What?
Supposing the Dean knows who phoned the health inspector, won't he be rather cross?
I expect he will, Newt.
Well, in that case, would you mind answering the door?
Not in the least, Newt. It'll be a pleasure. Oh. Ah, Dean, do come in. Back again?
Thank you, my lord.
Have you come to give us some more news about the musical festival?
Yes, my lord. We've hit a snag.
A snag, Dean? I wonder what it can be.
Well, surely you know. Didn't you ring the health officer?
Me, Dean? Well, no. As a matter of fact, I didn't ring him.
Then who did? Someone must have.
Well, Dean, you see, it was like this.
Ah! You rang him, did you, Newt?
Well, yes, Dean, I did, but acting on orders.
Then, whom must I thank?
Thank?
For preventing me breaking a bylaw. I'm most grateful.
Oh, my dear Dean, I'm so glad you take it like this. I'm sure it's all for the best, you know. After all, as I said earlier, you do have a duty to see that the choir is properly housed. And nice as it would be to have a musical festival, I'm sure you're much wiser to send those boys home.
I'm not sending them home.
You're not?
No. It has proved impossible to arrange it at such short notice. Mr. Paddy Jones assures me he would never hope to contact the parents, so we've been forced to find alternative accommodation.
Oh, that won't be easy, Dean.
No, my lord, no. We need a large house.
How about the deanery, Dean?
How kind of you to suggest it, Archdeacon.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
Unfortunately, when I told the health inspector of our heating arrangements, he seemed to think the boys would be not much better off than under the tarpaulin.
Was he able to make any alternative suggestion, Dean?
Yes, Newt, he has been most helpful.
Where does he suggest they go, Dean?
Here, my lord.
Here? Not in my palace?
Yes, when I told him about your new central heating, he said we need look no further.
Oh, did he? Well, Dean, I've got to think about this.
Yes, I'm afraid there's no time for that. That will be the advance party. I'll go and let them in.
Oh, no, but Dean, I'm sorry. You really can't ask me to have all those boys here.
I'm afraid I must, my lord. After all, as you said yourself, I do have a duty to see that the choir is properly housed. Come along in, boys. Come along in.
Careful, boys. Watch the beat now. Oh, careful. Second, Trevor's, what do you think you're doing? Now, careful. Think what you're singing about, boy.
Your cocoa, my lord.
Careful, watch it.
Thank you, Newt. What's the time?
9:30.
Good gracious, how much longer have I got to sit out here in the hall listening to that row? They've been practicing in my study since tea time. I've got a great deal of work to do.
All right, boys. Let's be all now. Quietly up the stairs to your rooms. I said quietly, boys.
Mr. Paddy Jones, you've finished the practice, have you?
Yes, regrettably, I had to stop. The boys are utterly exhausted. Well, I must turn in. We've a long day tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Does that mean you'll be wanting my study in the morning as well?
Yes, but not for long, your lordship.
What, just a short practice, eh?
Yes, only from 7:30 until 10 o'clock. Good night, gentlemen.
Never mind, my lord. At least you've got your study for the rest of this evening.
Yes, I suppose so, Newt. Come on, let's try and get a little bit of work done. What? What have they done? Looks as though a bomb's hit it.
Crikey, Moses.
How dare they put all these music stands and stuff in here?
They had to put it somewhere, my lord.
Yeah, well, what about their rooms?
Well, they're all full to bursting.
Well, that's their problem. I'm going upstairs to see Paddy Jones, and I'm going to tell him to get this stuff out of here at once. Who on earth can that be at this time of night?
I'll just see, my lord. Oh, Dean.
No, everything under control?
Yes, I think so, Dean.
Good evening, Dean.
Ah, there you are, my lord. Now, you know Mr. Fox and Mr. Dawson, the vicar's coral, don't you?
Oh, yes. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, my lord. I must say this is very kind.
It certainly is.
What is kind?
To put us up like this.
To do what?
It seems the workmen have taken off more tiles than we at first realised, my lord.
Yes, they've stripped our dormitory roof. Stripped it. Haven't they, Garth?
They have, my lord, stripped it bare.
Yeah. We started to go to bed, didn't we? And I happened to look at the roof and I could see right up. Couldn't I, Garth?
Yes, it's all right up.
Yeah.
I felt sure that you would wish to help, my lord.
But there aren't any more rooms, Dean. They're all full of boys. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I'm afraid you'll have to go back and manage as best you can.
Oh, but there's such a draft.
Draft?
He noticed it straight away. We can't sleep with a draft.
Oh, no, we daren't, my lord. Our voices would never stand it.
Never. We've got the Salmodic Plain Song tomorrow. The Dean did tell you that we've agreed to do the Salmodic Plain Song.
Yes, Mr. Fox, indeed he did.
It's not easy, you know. We've had to put in a lot of extra practice.
Oh, yes, I'm sure you have, but I really can't help you. I'm afraid the palace is full.
What are we going to do? I mean, it's not only the Salmodic Plain Song.
No.
Mr. Dawson here is carrying the whole alto line in Rejoice. Aren't you, Garth?
Yes, the whole line, yes. Oh, I must take care of my voice. I must have a nice warm room. Really, I must.
Well, my room's nice and warm.
But Newt, you can't give up your room. Where will you sleep?
Well, I could shake down on the sofa in your room.
Oh, splendid. I knew you would come to the rescue.
But it'll mean these gentlemen will have to share a room, Dean.
Oh, we all share, don't we, Garth?
Oh, yes, everything. Could we see the room?
Yes, a splendid suggestion. Perhaps we could all go up and look at it. Will you lead the way, Newt? That is, if you have no objection, my lord.
Yes, Dean, as a matter of fact,
Well, excellent. Now, come along, gentlemen, come along.
Come on, Garth.
Coming, Ronnie. Oh, we're so grateful for all the trouble you're taking for us, Mr. Dean.
It's a pleasure, Mr. Dawson.
I bet it is.
Here we are. This is my room.
Oh, it's not very big, is it?
No, but it's very warm.
What do you think, Garth?
Well, I'm not sure, Ronnie.
Why don't you go inside, gentlemen, and have a proper look?
Oh, right ho, Mr. Dean. Excuse us, everyone. Shan't be a minute.
What a happy solution, my lord.
Yes, well, I'm glad you think so, Dean.
Mr. Dean.
Mr. Fox. Well, what do you think?
No good, I'm afraid.
Oh, why? What's wrong?
Isn't it warm enough?
That's the trouble. It's too hot.
But I thought you wanted a warm room.
Not that warm. It's so drying. We never sing a note tomorrow.
Oh, well, I'm afraid I can't be of any further help.
You have no other rooms at all.
Not unless you want to commandeer my room, Dean.
Ah, I'd forgotten your room, my lord.
Where is it?
The bishop's room? Oh, it's here. Yes.
Oh, it is nice, isn't it?
Oh, yes, what a lovely room.
Yes, that would suit you, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes. Yes, we'd be all right in there, wouldn't we, Garth?
Oh, yes, we'd be safe in there, my lord.
Oh, would you? Where do you suggest that I sleep?
Couldn't you share my room, my lord?
The perfect solution. What? Right, gentlemen, in you go.
Oh, thank you, my lord. What a relief this is, Garth.
Oh, it certainly is, Ronnie. Good night, everyone.
Yes, good night.
Good night, all.
Well, I think I will say good night too, my lord.
Now, just 1 minute, Dean. I have a few words I wish to address to you.
Sorry, my lord, I have no time. I have a great many preparations to make. Good night, good night, good night.
Oh, this is an outrage.
Never mind, my lord. At least it'll give you a chance to see what it's like sleeping next to the hot water tank, won't it?
There you are, Newt. I must say, I'm ready to turn in. You know, I never realized until now just how nice your room is. What's this thing on the bed?
Just a screwdriver, my lord.
Well, I can see that. What's it for?
In case you thought it'd be a good idea to unscrew the window.
I see. Well, I don't think it's a good idea, Newt.
Oh, right, my lord. I've put these cushions on this chair to make it more comfortable.
Good. Then you shouldn't have too bad a night.
Me?
Well, you don't expect me to go to sleep on it, do you?
No, I suppose not, my lord. Did you have a good bath?
I didn't have a bath. The choir boys have used all the hot water.
You should have waited, my lord. It soon warms up.
Oh, does it? And I suppose it gets warm in here, too.
Yes, my lord. Would you like to unscrew the window?
Certainly not, Newt. Good night.
Good night, my lord. That is, haven't you forgotten something?
Me? No, I don't think so.
Oh.
What were you thinking of?
Nothing. Nothing, my lord. Good night.
Good night, Newt. Newt?
Yes, my lord.
Have you dropped something?
Me, my lord?
What are you doing down there on your knees?
Saying my prayers.
Yes. I see.
Don't you say yours, my lord?
Well, of course I do, Newt. In bed. What on earth's that noise?
It sounds like singing, my lord.
At this time of night, who can it be?
I think it must be the vicar's choral.
Oh, this is too much. Kindly be quiet. Good. That shut them up.
Hello?
Now what are they up to?
Did you want something?
Yes. Yes, Mr. Fox, I did. I want you to stop making that noise.
Noise? But we're only having a last little private rehearsal for tomorrow, your lordship.
Yes, but we're trying to sleep, Mr. Fox.
Oh. Then why don't you get off that chair and go to bed?
I am in bed. This is where I'm sleeping.
Takes all sorts, doesn't it? Good night, both.
Good night, Mr. Fox. Oh, now perhaps we'll get some peace. Turn the light off, Newt.
Very well, my lord.
I'm just going to have a bath, Garth.
Righto, Ronnie.
It's the hot water pipes, my lord. It always happens when someone draws off the hot water.
Oh, does it? Put the light on, Newt.
What's up? Where are you going?
To the bathroom, Newt. I'm going to put a stop to this. Mr. Fox? Mr. Fox?
Yes, what is it?
Mr. Fox, I'm sorry, but you can't have a bath at this time of night.
But I always have a bath. It relaxes my vocal cords.
Oh, well, just for tonight, I'm afraid you'll have to do without.
Oh, if I go flat in the middle of Rejoice tomorrow, I hope everyone will realise it isn't my fault.
There is no need to be rude.
Rude? That's rich.
Now, let us have some peace and quiet. Turn the light off, Newt.
Right, my lord. Good night.
Good night. Water!
What's that, my lord?
Water! Where am I? Where am I?
In my room, my lord.
Oh, Newt!
What's the matter?
I was dreaming, Newt.
Was it a bad dream, my lord?
Yes, Newt. I dreamt that I just died.
How wonderful! Did you see St. Peter?
No, Newt. I saw something quite different. Oh, ham hot.
That's the tank, my lord. It's boiling.
Well, how long does it go on boiling?
Until you have your shave at 7.
God heavens, what's the time now?
3 o'clock.
Another 4 hours? I can't stand this. Where's that screwdriver?
What are you going to do?
Unscrew that window, of course.
But you can't.
Why not?
Because it's a matter of principle.
Who said so?
You did.
Oh, well, I must have been talking nonsense.
But you weren't, my lord. You weren't. You really meant it.
Look, Newt, you've been pestering me for days to unscrew this window, and now, when I want to, you try to stop me. What's the matter with you?
I can't let you go against your principles, my lord.
Stuff and nonsense, Newt. Give me that screwdriver.
I won't.
Look. If I promise not to unscrew the window, will you give me that screwdriver?
Yes, if you promise, my lord.
I promise not to unscrew the window.
Here you are, my lord.
Thank you, Newt. That's done it, I think. Oh, good morning, Newt. It looks as though we're first down.
Yes, my lord.
What a dreadful night.
Oh, look, my lord.
What, Newt?
The study.
Well, what about it? Hey, good heavens, they've tidied it up.
The dean must have made them.
Yes, but when, if we're the first people down?
Well, perhaps we aren't, my lord. What's the time?
Well, it's 11 o'clock, it can't be.
The music festival is in a quarter of an hour.
Oh, morning, gentlemen. So you've woken up at last?
Good morning, Mr. Paddy Jones. We had a very disturbed night.
So we heard, your lordship.
Where are the boys?
On the train.
The train?
We've packed them off home.
But what about the music festival?
It's cancelled. The boys lost their voices. It was pathetic. I started the practice at 7:30 this morning, and all they could do was croak.
But why?
Your central heating, my lord.
Oh.
With the windows screwed up, it's very drying, you know. If you'll pardon me saying so, I think it's unhealthy.
Oh, so do I, Mr. Paddy Jones.
Well, I must rush. I promised to drive the vicar's choral to the doctor's.
Whatever for?
They've lost their voices too.
Oh, is that the central heating as well?
I'm not sure. Mr. Fox seems to think it's caused by his not being allowed to have a bath last night. He's very upset.
Yeah, I bet he is.
Bishop! Oh, morning, Mr. Archdeacon.
Good morning.
I see you later, my lord. Good morning.
Bishop, have you heard the news?
Yes, Henry, it's off.
No, it isn't. Not the hymn service.
Of course, Henry, I'd forgotten about the hymn service. Newt, do you hear that? We're going to have our hymn service after all.
Oh, yes, my lord. Look, we've only got 10 minutes. Come on, we must run.
No, we can't go yet. We haven't chosen the hymns.
Don't worry, Bishop. It's all arranged.
Henry, you don't say you've chosen them.
Yes, Bishop. And guess what we're starting with?
Henry, no, Henry, you're not going to sing.
Archdeacon, not Armoured Christian Soldiers.
Yes, Bishop. My solo. Come on.
Oh, Henry.
In that episode of All Gas and Gaiters, the parts were played as follows. The Archdeacon, Robertson Hare, the Bishop, William Mervyn, the Dean, John Barron, the Chaplain, Jonathan Cecil, Mr. Fox, Hugh Paddock, Mr. Dawson, Frank Williams, Mr. Paddy Jones, Dudley Jones. The Bishop Warms Up was written for television and adapted for radio by Pauline Devaney and Edwin. The programme was produced by John Dyas.
We present All Gas and Gaiters.
The bishop shows his loyalty.
starring Robertson Hare, William Mervyn, John Barron, and Jonathan Cecil, with this week's special guest, Joan Sanderson, as Mrs. Pugh Critchley.
It is morning at St. Ogg's, and the Bishop's chaplain, the Reverend Mervyn Newt, is sitting at the desk in the study, carefully cutting out a photograph from the front page of the daily paper.
Good morning, my lord.
The most frightful noise coming from the Dean's garden.
That's his new motor mower.
The Dean's bought himself a motor mower?
No, my lord. He's been given it by the Methodists for his work on Anglican Methodist reunion.
Well, they obviously haven't had to sit through his sermons on that subject.
Why, I don't think you should say that, my lord.
Well, I do, Newt. The Dean can be boring on many subjects, but his sermon on Anglican Methodist reunion is in a class of its own.
He's always listened to with great attention.
Not by me, Newt. Now, come on, let's get down to work.
Where would you like to begin?
By shutting the windows, Newt.
Right, my lord, it is rather noisy, isn't it?
It certainly is. Oh, really, you know, it's a pity those Methodists couldn't have given him a quieter present. Oh, well. See, I wonder where the morning paper had got to.
Why? Haven't you seen it yet, my lord?
No, Newt.
You're not going to read it now, are you?
No, Newt, no, I'm just going to look through it. What is the meaning of this vandalism?
Vandalism?
There's a great hole right in the middle of the front page.
Oh, well, I just cut something out.
Well, I can see that. But what?
A photograph of Princess Anne. I collect them, you see.
Oh, really? Since when?
April 1959, my lord. You see, we both had chicken pox at the same time. And I used to lie in bed counting my spots and thinking of her at Windsor. And wondering if she was counting hers. And, well, after that I felt there was a bond between us.
Oh, really, Newt. That's all very well, but you might have made sure that I'd read the paper before you mutilated it.
I'm sorry, my lord, but it's such a good photo.
Is it?
Yes, look. She's wearing a new hat.
How do you know?
Well, I haven't seen it before, and I know them all.
Oh, really, dear me, you know, that stance is just like her mother's.
Is it, my lord?
Oh, yes. The Queen stands just like that when she speaks to one.
You've met the Queen, my lord?
But, of course I have, Newt. When I did homage on becoming Bishop of St. Ogg's.
How very exciting. What happened? Do tell me.
Well, Newt, I went to Buckingham Palace one morning and was met by the clerk of the closet who took me into the royal presence.
Crikey Moses.
And Her Majesty performed the ceremony. I rose from my knees and she addressed me with a few gracious words.
What sort of words?
Well, I can't quite remember, Newt, but I think she said, "What a good summer we're having."
Did she? Did she really fancy? And what did you say?
I said, "Indeed, ma'am, we are."
Did you say that to the Queen? Did you really? What happened then?
We shook hands, Newt, and I retired.
Oh, you weren't invited to lunch?
No, Newt, that came later.
You actually have had lunch with the Queen, then?
Well, alas, no. Shortly after I received an invitation from Her Majesty's private secretary to preach and dine at Windsor, I had flu and couldn't go.
Oh, dear, what bad luck. Didn't he send you another invitation when you were better?
No, Newt, I must confess I rather hoped he might, but it never came.
But didn't you remind him?
My dear Newt, I could hardly do that.
Well, I suppose not, but you might have asked someone to jog his memory.
Yes, I might, Newt, but I'm afraid my acquaintance in royal circles is very limited.
Oh, how disappointing.
It was, in fact, Newt, the major disappointment of my life.
But surely, my lord, you might still be invited.
No, I fear not, Newt. Tucked away down here, I'm not only out of sight, but out of mind.
Oh, you think they've forgotten you because you aren't well known?
Well, I wouldn't have put it quite like that, Newt.
Well, you're not well known, are you?
I am a diocesan bishop, Newt.
Yes, but you don't get written about in the papers.
Oh, nonsense, Newt. When I spoke at the synod the other day, it was reported in full.
You mean when you asked to have the window open?
No, of course not, Newt. When I seconded the Bishop of Barming's amendment to the pastoral measure.
But you only said, I second this amendment.
Well, nevertheless, they reported it, Newt.
But you're not always in the papers, not like the Bishop of Southwark or the Dean of St. Paul's or even our Dean.
Our Dean?
Yes, he's really in the public eye.
The Dean is?
Oh, yes. With all his work for the reunion, I think he's going to go a very long way.
How I wish he would. Bishop! Ah, morning, Henry. What on earth are you up? Why are you so out of breath? Have you been running?
Yes, Bishop. I'm in training. Is that why you're wearing that tracksuit, Archdeacon? That's right, Newt.
You'll do yourself an injury if you go on like that, Henry. Come and sit down at once.
Thank you, Bishop. What are you in training for, Archdeacon?
The football match on Sunday. Haven't you read about it?
No.
Here's a poster.
Ah, yes. Thank you, Archdeacon. Grand football match, the Vergers versus the choir, in aid of the clergy orphans. Kick-off 2:00 Sunday afternoon under the auspices of the Archdeacon. What does under the auspices mean, Archdeacon?
It means I'm the ref.
I suppose that's why you've got that whistle round your neck.
That's right, Newt.
Oh, my dear Henry, I congratulate you.
Thank you, Bishop.
This really is most enterprising of you, and it could raise a lot of money for the clergy orphans. Newt.
Yes, my lord?
We must celebrate this. Get the Archdeacon a glass of sherry.
Isn't it rather early for sherry, my lord?
Henry, do you have any objection to drinking sherry at this time?
Not that I can think of, Bishop.
There you are, Newt.
But do you think he should drink, my lord, if he's in training?
Oh, yes, of course, you're right. I'm sorry, Henry.
So am I, Bishop.
Good heavens, we are having a busy morning. Newt, see who that is, will you?
Yes, my lord. Good morning, Dean.
Newt, Bishop at home?
Yes, Dean, won't you come in?
Thank you.
So you finished mowing your lawn?
No, Newt, my wife has taken over. To be frank, she fancied a turn at it.
Won't you come this way?
Thank you.
The Dean, my lord.
Good morning, my lord.
Oh, Dean, you finished your lawn?
No, my lord, as I've just explained to Newt, I was forced to stop.
Yes, my lord. Mrs. Pugh Critchley is having a turn.
Well, it's to be expected at her time of life.
A turn with the mower, Archdeacon. You are aware, my lord, that the Methodists have presented me with a motor mower?
Yes, I should think everyone in the neighbourhood is aware of it, judging by the noise, Dean.
Noise? Surely no one can object to the sound of a healthy engine.
Healthy or sick, Dean, I hope it's not going on much longer.
No, my lord. A couple of days at the most.
A couple of days?
Surely you haven't got that much lawn, Dean.
Indeed not. We are using the mower to bring the wilderness on the north side under control. In fact, Grace is at this moment launching the first onslaught.
Oh, I see. Well, Dean, to what do we owe the pleasure of this visit?
I have come to remind you of your promise to preach for me at Matins on Sunday, my lord.
When did I promise that?
On my birthday.
Did I?
Yes. When you found that you had, as usual, forgotten the occasion, you kindly offered to make amends by performing some service for me.
Oh, yes, in a general sort of way.
In a specific way. I suggested you should preach for me next time I had to go away for the weekend, and you agreed. I have to go away this weekend.
Oh, well, in that case, Dean, I should be delighted to preach for you.
Thank you, my lord.
What a pity, Dean. You'll miss the match.
What match?
The football match. The Archdeacon has arranged it between the Vergers and the choir on Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon? Out of the question. It must be cancelled immediately.
Oh, Dean, why? They don't start till 2 o'clock. The church has no objection.
The Anglican Church may not, my lord, but the Methodists take a stricter view.
Oh, really? Who cares about the Methodists, Dean? They haven't joined us yet.
No, my lord, and I fear they never will if we behave provocatively.
Oh, do you? Well, some of us would not entirely regret that, Dean.
Indeed. You do not support the reunion, my lord.
No, Dean, I do not.
But surely you feel drawn to the Methodists?
Frankly, no. At least no more than they are drawn to me.
I don't understand.
Methodists, Dean, do not approve of bishops.
I consider that unimportant.
Perhaps that's because you aren't a bishop, Dean.
Lionel!
Grace, my love, is that you?
Oh, there you are. Excuse me, Bishop.
Yes, of course, ma'am.
What is it, my love?
The mower, Lionel. It's broken. Look.
What? The blade! It snapped in two. Grace, what have you done to it?
Me? I did nothing. It was the root of a tree.
It looks as though you're going to have to chop down one of your trees, Dean.
It isn't one of our trees, Bishop. It's your beech tree. The roots come right under the all.
Oh, dear me, well, Dean, please feel free to cut them off.
What's the use of that? They'll only grow again.
Yes, my lord, perhaps it would be as well if you cut it down.
Cut down my beech tree? Certainly not.
But it has broken the blade of my mower.
I'm very sorry, but better to break your mower than ruin my garden.
Oh, come, Bishop. One tree can hardly make that much difference.
On the contrary, madam, that tree makes a lot of difference. It hides the view of the deanery.
What is wrong with the deanery?
Nothing, madam, but of all the buildings in the world, it isn't the one I would choose to spend my days looking at.
I don't know what you mean by that, my lord.
We have to spend a great deal of time looking at the palace.
Grace, my love.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lionel.
Perhaps you will let me cut it down for you, my lord.
No, thank you, Dean.
My husband is quite an expert at cutting down trees, Bishop.
I don't doubt it, madam, but he isn't getting his hands on my beech tree.
My lord, my lord.
All right,
Do I understand that you refuse to cooperate?
I'm glad you finally grasped the point, Dean.
That's enough. I won't put up with this.
Now, Lionel.
Please, Grace, you lose your temper with me, Dean. I won't stand for it.
Careful, my lord, careful.
Yes,
Don't you threaten me, because I certainly won't stand for that.
Stop it, Lionel, stop it.
Be quiet, I'll say what I like, Dean. I'm your bishop.
Please, my lord.
Shut up,
It is a pity, my lord, that you couldn't have remembered that sooner.
Now, look here, Dean, I've had enough of you.
And I have had more than enough from you, my lord.
Half time.
It's certainly time we were going. Come along, Lionel.
Yes, we've got work to do, haven't we, my lord?
All right, my love. There's no need to rush. My lord.
Yes, Dean?
Never mind that, Lionel.
Please, Grace. Will you preach for me on Sundays?
Yes, Dean, his lordship said he would.
Good. At least that's settled.
No, it isn't. I've changed my mind.
You've done what?
I've remembered another engagement.
Why didn't you mention it before?
I didn't think of it.
Well, it's extremely inconvenient. I cannot put them off at Windsor.
Windsor? Did you say Windsor, Dean?
Yes, Windsor. I'm going there to preach at Windsor.
You've been invited to Windsor?
Haven't I just said so twice?
But what for?
It seems they wish to hear my sermon on Anglican Methodist reunion.
You staying to lunch, Dean?
I'm supposed to be staying overnight. But I shan't be able to go at all if I can't find someone to preach for me here. This is really too bad of you, my lord.
Bad of me? Let me tell you, Dean.
Now, come along, Lionel. Come along.
I'll see the Dean out, my lord. Will you please come this way?
Well, Henry, now I've heard everything. To think of that man going to Windsor to stay at the castle, having dinner with the Queen, private, intimate conversation with her, and then next morning, Henry, to be with her at worship and to have the honor of preaching to her. Oh, I'm not a covetous man, Henry, but the thought fills me with envy. Doesn't it you? Not for the Queen, Bishop. No, Henry, no. The thought of that poor, sweet lady having to sit for 45 minutes listening to the Dean expiate on the Anglican Methodist reunion is quite intolerable. One can only feel, Henry, that she's been very badly advised.
Isn't that splendid news, my lord?
What?
The Dean's going to Windsor.
Oh, splendid for the Dean, possibly not.
But it's splendid for you, too, my lord, because now you've got someone to jog their memories about your invitation.
Do you really imagine the Dean in his present mood to do anything for me?
Oh, I'm sure he will, if you ask him.
No, I'd rather not, Newt. I mean, I wouldn't know how to begin.
Well, couldn't you begin by making a gesture?
A gesture? Henry, do you think the Dean would respond to a gesture? Most people do. What sort of a gesture do you have in mind, Newt?
Well, why not offer to cut the beech tree down?
Oh, no, I could never agree to do that.
But surely, my lord, it's not such a sacrifice to
Yes,
make.
it is, Newt. It is a very beautiful tree. Besides, I have a horror of cutting down trees, unless, of course, they're dead.
Well, the beech tree is practically dead.
Nonsense. I know it's been a little slow coming into leaf this year.
It's dead, my lord.
How do you know?
Well, I tried to nail a piece of fat to the main branch for the birds during the snow. And when I climbed up, I found it was completely rotten. The nail went right through it.
Are you sure?
Certain, my lord.
Oh, well, I must say I should dearly love to go to Windsor. And if the tree really is dead...
Oh, it is, my lord.
Oh, well, perhaps it wouldn't be such a sacrifice after all to cut it down. Newt, get over to the deanery. Tell the Dean I've changed my mind.
Right, my lord. Am I to tell him anything else?
Well, I suppose you can tell him... I'll preach for him on Sunday.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be pleased to hear that. Anything else?
Well... just for good measure, you'd better say the Archdeacon's decided to cancel his football match.
I say, Bishop.
Oh, no, I'm terribly sorry, Henry, but this is all in a good cause, you know.
But what do I get out of it?
That glass of sherry, Henry. Come along, I'll pour it out for you.
My lord?
Ah, look, there you are. Did you give the Dean my message?
Yes, my lord.
I bet he was pleased. What did he say?
He said he'd come round immediately.
Oh, to thank me, of course.
No, to cut the tree down.
Well, he isn't wasting much time, is he? What's the hurry?
He said he wouldn't risk you changing your mind again.
My lord, I think we've got everything here. You certainly look as if you have, Dean. I've never seen such a large saw in my life.
May we go out through the French windows, Bishop?
Yes, of course, madam, of course. Now, I've been looking at the tree, Dean, to see the best way to tackle it.
Oh, don't worry, my lord. I will make the decision.
Lionel is an expert, Bishop.
Yes, so you said before, madam. Oh, well, let me carry the rope for you, then.
Yes, and may I take your tool bag, madam?
Oh, thank you.
No! You must both stay in here.
What? Can't I go out into my own garden?
I'm sorry, my lord, but in the interest of safety, I cannot permit the presence of supernumeraries.
Oh.
Come along, Lionel.
Yes, coming, Grace.
Dean,
my lord?
Dean, didn't my chaplain tell you that I've also agreed to preach for you on Sunday?
Yes, my lord.
And that I have persuaded the Archdeacon to cancel his football match?
Yes, my lord.
Then isn't there something that you've forgotten?
Oh, indeed, yes. And thank you for reminding me, my lord. Here you are.
Ah, a little note. How charming.
It's nothing, my lord. Just the bill for a new Mer blade. Please let me have your cheque as soon as possible.
Oh, but Dean, look here.
No, my lord, look, careful. Remember your invitation to Windsor. I thought you wanted someone to jog their memories.
Yes, I do, Newt, but seeing the Dean again, I realize he's not the man to do it. Can you imagine anyone accepting his recommendation? Especially after they've heard his sermon. Look at him out there, standing on that branch telling his poor wife what to do. Oh, think of what the Queen will have to suffer on Sunday.
He's not standing on a branch, surely.
Yes, he is standing up there holding forth looking like John Knox. Oh, just like he does in his sermons.
Oh, which one?
Any of them, they're all the same. Except the one on the reunion of the Methodists, that's quite the worst.
But which branch?
Oh, the main one, look.
But it's rotten, it won't stand it.
Well, that's his lookout. He's supposed to be the expert.
But if he falls, he'll hurt himself. We can't stand by and let him hurt himself.
Oh, well, no, Newt, I suppose we can't.
Oh, it'd be dreadful. I mean, he wouldn't be able to go to Windsor or anything.
Yes, you're right. I hadn't thought of that.
Then do let's go and warn him, my lord.
No, Newt, on no account. My loyalty wouldn't let me.
Loyalty? What loyalty?
Loyalty to the Queen, Newt. If I can save Her Majesty from 45 minutes of boredom by letting nature take its course, I shall consider my duty done.
But my lord... I think nature has taken its course.
Yes, Newt, and by the sound of it, God has saved the Queen.
Careful, my lord! Careful! Mind my ankle!
Oh, sorry, Dean. I was only trying to put a pillow under it for support. How's that?
Higher.
Higher?
Yes.
Right.
No, not like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now, how's that?
No! Yes, not that high. Please be more careful.
No.
No, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Now leave my foot alone. Where's Grace?
Gone to get transport.
Well, isn't she back yet? Why is everyone so incompetent?
Here we are, Dean. A nice cup of tea for you.
Oh, thank you, Newt.
I'm sure it'll make you feel better.
Very considerate of you.
No! What's wrong? The pillow again? Let me take it away.
No, put it back. Put it back.
What is it, Dean?
The tea. It's got sugar in it.
Well, yes, Dean. I put it in for the shock.
It was certainly that. Now take it away. Where's Grace? I want Grace.
Here I am, Lionel.
Yes, well, have you got transport?
Yes, I've got 2 vergers to carry you home.
Well, where are they?
In the hall.
What's the good of leaving them there? Bring them in at once. I want to go home.
Oh, very well, Lionel. Will you come in, please?
No, gentlemen. No, please be careful. Steady now. Don't become there.
Are you comfortable? the whole weekend.
Yes. Well, don't stand there chatting, Grace. I want to go home.
Of course. Will you take the Dean into the deanery, please?
And please be careful. You must be careful. I said be careful. Didn't you hear me? Why did everyone so
Isn't that odd, my lord?
What, Newt?
Well, it seems that there are people in whom suffering doesn't bring out the best.
Oh, Bishop, one moment.
Yes, madam?
I have a problem, and I don't want to worry poor Lionel with it. I wonder, would you help?
Oh, of course, madam. What is it?
Well, when I telephoned Windsor just now to say Lionel would have to disappoint them, they asked if I knew anyone who could take his place.
Did they, indeed?
Yes, and I wondered if you could make a suggestion.
Madam, I should be delighted.
You know someone suitable?
We know someone eminently suitable, don't we, Newt?
Oh, eminently, my lord.
I can assure you, madam, you can leave it entirely to me. There you are, Newt. How are you getting on?
I've just packed your robes and mitre, my lord.
Well done. Put this suitcase on the desk, will you?
Yes, my... Oh, what a lovely new suitcase. It's real hide, isn't it? Have you bought it specially?
Of course I haven't. No, I've needed a new one for a long time. Now, have you ordered the taxi?
Yes, it should be here any minute.
Have you got my ticket?
Here, my lord. Now, when you get to London, you go to Waterloo, and your train leaves from number 2 platform at 4:30. And Mrs. Pugh Critchley said the arrangement is you'll be met at Windsor Station.
Ah, good. Now, what's this magazine? The Horse and Hounds?
The Archdeacon brought it. He said it would help with conversation.
Oh, very thoughtful. Yes, I'll put it in my case now. Read it up on the train.
Yes, my lord.
Now, you told me he could hold his football match after all, did you?
Yes, he was very... Crikey, Moses.
What's the matter?
Isn't this a new dressing gown?
Well, yes. Do you like it?
Yes, but it's silk.
Well, yes, you see, Newt, I thought it would be lighter for travelling.
And these pyjamas, they're new.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, they are, too.
They're silk, too. And new slippers, and a new towel, a new sponge bag, new soap. Everything's new.
Yes, well, you see, Newt, you never know who you might meet on the landing.
Yes, of course, my lord. Oh, I do wish I was coming with you.
Oh, never mind, Newt. They may ask me to bring my chaplain next time.
Next time? Do you think you'll be asked back?
A welcome guest is always asked back, Newt. Now, have I got everything?
Well, there's this, my lord. Mrs. Pugh Critchley brought it round for you.
What on earth is that enormous wad of paper?
The Dean's sermon on reunion. He thought you might find a use for it.
Oh, did he? Well, I can't think what other than to fill this waste paper basket, Newt. I've written my own sermon on that subject, Newt. One of my finest efforts, and I can tell you that I take an entirely opposite view from the Dean.
Ah, that'll be the taxi.
Right. Hurry up with the cases. Right. Now, look, I shall be back after lunch tomorrow, Newt. Now, are you sure that I have everything?
Yes, that is,
What have you forgotten?
Only this, my lord.
What's that?
My autograph book, in case you happen to meet Princess Anne.
Newt.
Coming, my lord.
I'm back.
Did you get it?
Get what, Newt?
Princess Anne's autograph.
No, Newt, I did not.
Didn't you meet her?
No, Newt.
Oh, how disappointing. You're back very early, my lord. Didn't you stay for lunch?
No, Newt, I wasn't invited.
Oh. Is that because they're economizing?
No idea, Newt, but all I know is I need a glass of sherry.
Right, my lord. That is, do you think you should? I mean, after all that wine and high living last night.
I didn't have any wine, Newt.
Then what did you drink?
Water.
Water? It sounds as though they must be feeling the pinch. Do tell me what happened, my lord. You arrived at Windsor Station, and you were met...
Yes, Newt.
Was it a Rolls or one of the Humbers?
Neither. It was a motor bicycle and sidecar.
Moses, they certainly are economizing.
Sidecars, Newt, are a very inconvenient mode of transport.
But it's not far to the castle.
We didn't go to the castle, Newt.
Didn't you?
No. It seems we were mistaken. The Dean was not invited by Her Majesty after all.
Then who did invite him?
The people with whom I spent last night and to whom I preached this morning. The Windsor Methodists, Newt.
How
Ah, Dreadnought. Yes, it was, Newt. Of course, they're very nice people, but I can't say that I enjoyed the experience.
You didn't preach your sermon, did you? Not the one against reunion?
Well, there was no choice. I only had one.
Dear, they can't have enjoyed it much.
I don't think they noticed somehow, Newt. They were too busy looking at my mitre.
My lord, what a grim experience for you.
Oh, it was, Newt, and not helped by meeting the Bishop of Barming coming home on the train.
Where had he been?
To Windsor Castle.
Wasn't he sympathetic?
No, he seemed to find it funny, Newt. Can't think why. Extraordinary fellow. I rather liked him when we met before. Bishop! Ah, Henry, what's the matter?
Archdeacon, what is it?
It's time for kick-off. Oh, no, Henry, I'm terribly sorry, but I don't feel much like watching football this afternoon.
But you can't let us down, Bishop.
No, my lord, think of the clergy orphan.
No, I'm sorry, Henry. I really couldn't fix it. Oh, see who that is, will you, Newt?
Right, my lord. The Palace and Dogs? Who? Yes. Yes, right. I'll tell his lordship. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Who was it, Newt?
Windsor Castle, my lord. The Queen's private secretary.
What? What do you want?
It seems the Bishop of Barming has just telephoned him, and he was ringing to say you'll be receiving an invitation.
To Windsor?
No, to Sandringham. You're to be invited to go and stay for a few days.
What? Henry, did you hear that?
Congratulations, Bishop.
Yes, my lord. And you will get Princess Anne's autograph for me, won't you?
Yes, Newt, I will. And I'll even get a hoof print of Dublin, too.
Oh, thank you, my lord.
Now, come on, or we shall all be late for the game.
Game? But I thought you didn't feel like it.
Oh, well, I do now, Newt. Have you got everything, Henry?
I think so, Bishop.
I hope you've got some shin pads, Archdeacon.
Shin pads?
No. Well, you'll need them with those choir boys.
Oh, my word, you certainly will, Henry, or you get yourself kicked to pieces.
Well, have you got any, Bishop?
No. Oh, I've got something that'll do. Hand me the wastepaper basket, Newt.
Here you are, my lord. What do you want it for?
This, Newt. The Dean's Sermon on Methodist Reunion. Now, come along, Newt. You have half, I'll have half. We'll stuff them down his stockings.
Right, here we go.
In that episode of All Gas and Gaiters, the parts were played as follows. The Archdeacon, Robertson Hare, the Bishop, William Mervyn, the Dean, John Barron, the Chaplain, Jonathan Cecil, Mrs. Pugh Critchley, Joan Sanderson.
The Bishop Shows His Loyalty was written for television and adapted for radio by Pauline Devaney and Edwin.
The program was produced by John Dias.
We present All Gas and Gaiters. The Bishop has a rest. Starring Robertson Hare, William Mervyn, John Barron and Jonathan Cecil, with this week's special guest, Joan Sanderson, as Mrs. Pugh Critchley. It is Saturday afternoon, and the Bishop and Archdeacon are just entering the study.
Oh, that wasn't a bad lunch, eh, Henry?
No, Bishop. Not if you like stewed mince.
Oh. It's very difficult for Mrs. Loosemore to think of things on Saturdays. Newt does the cooking, don't forget.
No, Bishop. I'm not likely to.
Well, never mind about that, Henry. Come along and sit down.
Thank you, Bishop. My turn for the comfy chair.
But you had it last week, Henry.
No, Bishop, no, you did.
Did I?
Yes, and the week before.
Oh, well, in that case, you better have it. I'll sit over on the sofa.
Thank you, Bishop. I always enjoy these Saturday afternoons.
Oh, so do I, Henry. And it's nice to feel that we've earned a rest after a hard week's work. Oh, who can that be? Come in.
Excuse me, Oh, you've settled down, have you?
Yes, Newt, why? What's the matter?
Well, there's the washing up to do.
Well, Well, of course there is, Newt, and judging by your apron and rubber gloves, you are about to do it.
Yes, my lord, I am, but, I was hoping you might come and help me with it this week.
Oh, much as we should like to help you, I'm afraid it is quite out of the question. The Archdeacon and I have things to discuss.
But you say that every week.
Because every week we have things to discuss.
Well, you didn't last week. When I came in with the tea, you were fast asleep.
Asleep? My dear Newt, what can have given you that idea?
Well, my lord, I think it was seeing you lying back with your eyes shut.
I do that as an aid to concentration.
I see. Does snoring help too?
Snoring?
Well, that's what it sounded like when I came through the door.
Oh, that wasn't snoring, Newt. It was heavy breathing, or some similar sound concomitant with deep thought.
I'm sorry, my lord, I didn't realize. In that case, of course, you can't possibly help with the washing up.
So long as you appreciate that, Newt.
Oh, yes, I do. I'll go and get on with it.
If you wouldn't mind, Newt.
Of course, my lord.
And Newt?
Yes, my lord?
Bring us a cup of tea when you've finished, will you?
Yes, my lord. Certainly. Hey-ho.
Now, Henry, what have you got to discuss?
Nothing, Bishop.
Haven't you? Are you sure?
Certain. What about you?
Me? Oh, well, Henry, come to think of it, I haven't either. Oh, dear me, that means we'd better go and help Newt.
Oh, must we, Bishop?
Well, we can't leave him to do all that dreadful washing up if we haven't got anything to discuss, can we?
I suppose not.
You could say he's better left alone.
Could you?
Well, I mean, you see, he's bound to have his own methods, isn't he?
Oh, that's true.
I mean, too many cooks, remember? On the whole, I think it'd be wrong to interfere, don't you?
Oh, very wrong, Bishop.
Good, then that's settled. And if I may say so, I think we've made a very wise decision.
Oh, yes, Bishop, I agree.
Right. Oh. What on earth? Henry, what's that dreadful noise?
The bells, Bishop.
Well, it can't be they don't work.
They're working now.
Well, it must be somebody playing with them.
Oh.
Newt! Coming, my lord! Have you decided to help me with the washing up?
Oh, never mind the washing up. Do you know who's ringing the bells?
No, my lord, but they shouldn't be.
I'll say they shouldn't.
It's forbidden.
Is it? By who?
Dean Skinner in 1900. There's a little rhyme that goes, Great Tom of Oggs has lost his voice. The treble's throat is thrust.
Oh, never mind all that rubbish, Newt.
But there's some more, my lord. Don't you want to hear it?
No, Newt, I do not, and I don't want to hear those bells either. Just go and tell whoever is ringing them to stop immediately.
Yes, my lord, of course.
And take that apron off.
Of course, my lord.
And those rubber gloves.
Oh, must I take them off as well?
Well, of course you must, Newt. I can't have my chaplain walking through the cathedral close in rubber gloves.
But they're Mrs. Loosemore's. They're rather tight and very difficult to get off.
Do stop fussing and hurry up. I can't stand much more of this noise.
Well, would you mind pulling them off for me, my lord?
Very well. You get hold of that one, Henry. Come on now.
Right,
1, 2, 3. There you are. Stop. Thank goodness for that. Oh, come on, Henry. Sit down again. What are you standing there for, Newt?
Well, what am I supposed to do now, my lord?
Wash up, of course.
But I've taken my gloves off.
Well, put them back on again.
Right, my lord.
Oh, what's that?
The front door, my lord.
Oh, I thought it was one of those bells again. It is not as funny as all that, Newt. Oh, go and see who it is.
Yes, my lord. Oh, Dean, won't you come in?
Thank you, Newt. Is that an apron you're wearing?
Oh, sorry about this, Dean. I'm doing the washing up.
Of course. One should seize every opportunity for leisure. Please tell his lordship I'm here.
Yes, Dean. If you'll wait here in the hall, I shan't keep you a moment.
Who is it, Newt?
The Dean, my lord.
Oh, that's Saturday afternoon. What does he want?
Perhaps he's come about the bells.
Oh, of course. Yes, I expect he stopped them, don't you, Henry?
Yes, Bishop. He usually stops things.
Shall I show him in, my lord?
Yes, Newt. No. On second thoughts, Newt, I'll see him in the hall. That way I'll get rid of him quicker. Shan't be a moment, Henry. Ah, my dear Dean, I think I know what you've come about.
You do, my lord?
The bells.
You are correct.
Then let me say at once this is a matter on which you have my full support.
Then perhaps you would like to put your contribution in this collecting box.
Contribution? Whatever for?
To defray the expense I have incurred in getting them ringing.
Was that you ringing the bells, Dean?
Indeed it was.
But those bells had never rung.
I know, my lord. They have been silent for too long. But I am changing all that. I mean to restore to the cathedral one of its ancient glories.
But what about the noise?
Noise? The music of church bells can hardly be called a noise, my lord.
It can when it's outside my study window on a Saturday afternoon.
Wasn't it dreadfully loud at the deanery?
I was not at the deanery.
Well, I think your wife will have something to say about this, Dean.
My wife was not there either. She was in the bell tower at the end of a rope.
Dean, I am sorry. Oh.
She is as keen a ringer as I am. Ours was a ringing romance. Indeed, we first met in a belfry.
That explains a lot.
It explains why we have formed this band of devoted enthusiasts to revive the art of change ringing in all its clamorous splendor.
Well, if what we've just heard was a sample, Dean, I can't say I noticed much splendor.
That wasn't ringing. We were raising the bells into the ringing position. Do you know nothing of the exercise?
The what, Dean?
The exercise. The name by which bell ringing is known to the cognoscenti.
Is it, Dean? I'm ashamed to say I didn't know that.
Neither did I, but I'm not ashamed.
My lord, were none of your previous appointments with bells?
No, Dean. There's much in my life to be grateful for.
So I gather you don't share our enthusiasm.
I'm afraid not, Dean. I prefer peace and quiet, and the last thing I want to hear is a lot of noisy bells.
Good. This will give us an opportunity to convert you.
But I don't wish to be converted.
Nonsense. We shall have you joining us in the bell tower in no time.
I'm very sorry to disappoint you, Dean, but in the first place, you won't be in the tower. At this cathedral, bell ringing is forbidden.
Forbidden? By whom? Who has forbidden it?
Dean Skinner, Dean.
Ah.
He forbade it in 1900.
Dean Skinner, quite so.
And what exactly does that mean?
He was dean, my lord. Bells come under the control of the dean. Skinner forbade. I have decided to permit them.
Oh. Well, Dean, I thoroughly disapprove of this project, and I think you should know that before you start.
But we have started.
Have you, Dean?
We have been practicing every Saturday night for months.
Every Saturday night? But you can't have been. We haven't heard you, have we, Newt?
No, my lord. Mark you, my room does have a very small window.
You wouldn't have heard us, my lord. We have been practicing in my study with handbells. We now have a substantial repertoire, and we are anxious to begin public performance.
See, but why didn't you let us know what you were getting up to?
We wished it to come as a surprise.
Oh, it certainly has, Dean, hasn't it, my lord?
Yes, Newt, without question.
Bishop, have you got rid of him? Oh, hello, Dean.
Good afternoon, Archdeacon.
What is it, Henry?
Time's getting on, Bishop.
I know, Henry, but we've just had a surprise.
Yes, Archdeacon. The Dean has just told us what he and his wife have been getting up to on Saturday nights.
What is that exactly, Dean?
The exercise, Archdeacon.
The exercise?
Oh, yes, Archdeacon. That's what it's called by the cognoscenti.
Well. You live and learn.
There are, of course, other names for it.
Yes, Dean. So I believe.
Never mind what it's called. The point is, they now want to give a public performance.
Yes, Archdeacon. We have a substantial repertoire.
I say, steady on. We can't have that sort of thing, Bishop.
Oh, don't worry, Henry. I've just been making it quite clear to the Dean how much I disapprove.
You may disapprove, my lord, but you can't deny it'll bring people into the cathedral.
No one could deny that.
Nonsense! I deny it emphatically. If you ask me, most people will be put off by the noise.
Noise, Bishop?
Well, you heard those bells, Henry.
I say, Dean, are you going to ring bells as well?
As well as what, Archdeacon?
As well as what we've been talking about.
We've been talking about bells, Archdeacon.
Have we?
Henry, what did you think we were talking about?
I was trying not to think.
I do not see what possible objection you can have to the ringing of bells for half an hour before matins each Sunday, my lord.
Is that the only time you intend to ring them, Dean?
Unfortunately, yes, we cannot manage it more frequently.
Oh, dear.
What's the matter, Luke?
Well, we shan't be able to hear them, my lord. We're always out in the diocese at that time.
So we are. Dean, on second thought, I withdraw my objection.
You do, my lord?
Yes, the scheme has my blessing.
Oh, thank you, my lord. I'm delighted to hear it.
Not at all. And now I expect you want to rejoin dear Mrs. Pugh Critchley.
Yes, indeed. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Here, Lionel. Good afternoon, Bishop.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Pugh Critchley.
We must hurry, Lionel. Everyone's waiting to begin practice.
If you will excuse me, gentlemen.
Of course, Dean, of course. Another session in the study on the handbells?
Handbells? No, we've moved beyond handbells.
Didn't you hear us raising the cathedral bells, Bishop?
Yes, but aren't they for tomorrow? You said you were only going to ring on Sunday morning.
So we are, but to ring you must first practice.
What? You're going to practice now?
Yes, we shall need to have a short practice every Saturday afternoon.
How short?
Only about 3 hours.
Do come on, Lionel.
Coming, my love. Good afternoon.
Oh, really? 3 hours of bell ringing on a Saturday afternoon? How typical of the man to start ringing the bells when it's obvious they were banned because they made too much noise.
Noise? Oh, it wasn't the noise, my lord.
It must have been. You heard him just now, Newt. Poor old Skinner obviously couldn't stand it. Don't forget the deanery is right next door to the tower.
No, it was safety, my lord. He was frightened of vibration. It's all in the poem. For ancient walls will never stand the shaking of this noisy band.
Ancient wall? What ancient walls?
The tower, Bishop.
Of course, Henriette. Oh, that beautiful old tower.
Oh, yes. It's 14th century.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, well, there you are then, there you are. Oh, old Skinner must have been worried stiff about it.
Oh, do you think the Dean knows, my lord?
Well, if he doesn't, Newt, he soon will.
You going to tell him?
No, Newt, you are. You are going to recite your poem to him.
Am I? Oh, crikey Moses.
That should stop him ringing, Henry.
It certainly should, Bishop.
Come on, let's all go over to the bell tower.
5, 7, 8, and remember, gentlemen, a steady pull, no tugging. 3, 4, 6.
Dean! To Dean!
5, and 3, 5, 1. Now come in to watch, my lord. Archdeacon, I said we would convert you. 3,
I
1.
want to word with you, Dean!
4, 5, 6, and 8, 6. That's impossible. 5, 4, 3, 7.
Lionel is conducting, Bishop.
So I see, madam, but can't you stop for a moment,
5,
Dean?
7, 4. Of course I can't stop. And 1, 2.
We are ringing a peal, Bishop. 5,000 grandsire triples.
Well, I can't help that. You must stop.
7, 8, 5. But you've withdrawn your objection. And 1.
Fresh objections, Dean.
On what grounds?
Safety, Dean.
Safety! Stand, stand! Everybody stand! Stand, Grace!
Standing, Lionel.
Now, what is this, my lord?
You must stop ringing, Dean.
We have stopped ringing, Bishop.
Forever, madam. These bells must not ring again. The tower is not safe.
Oh, and who says the tower isn't safe, my lord?
It's all in a poem, Dean. Newt, recite the Dean your poem.
Yes, of course, my lord. Great Tom of Oggs has lost his voice. The treble's throat is rusted. This silence is Dean Skinner's choice. He says they can't be trusted. For ancient walls will never stand the shaking of this noisy band.
There. Now, what do you think of that, Dean?
And may I ask where you found this piece of doggerel?
It's written on the wall behind you, Dean. I'm surprised you haven't read it.
I haven't time to go round reading things written on walls.
Really, Dean? You must miss a lot.
At least you will agree that it proves the tower isn't safe.
Nonsense. The tower is perfectly safe.
But how can you say that, Dean? Ancient walls will never stand the shaking of this noisy band.
In the first place, these walls are not ancient.
Well, of course they are. They're 14th century.
They may look 14th century, my lord, but this tower was added in 1900.
Was it?
Yeah, well, Dean, even so, I mean, you can't be sure that it's safe. There must be a great deal of vibration from these great bells.
Better not take any risks, Dean.
I agree, Archdeacon. And that is why I've had a survey made by the cathedral architect and a firm of consultant engineers who have assured me there is not the least sign of movement or the smallest crack anywhere in the tower.
Then why did Dean Skinner stop the ringing?
Presumably because he was not in possession of the advanced technical knowledge available to me, my lord.
Oh, well, I suppose as long as you're satisfied it's safe, Dean.
Of course I'm satisfied, my lord. Do you imagine that as Dean of this cathedral, with its care and maintenance entrusted to me by the Crown, that I would, for one moment, have contemplated ringing these bells unless I was wholly satisfied that it was safe so to do?
No, I suppose not.
Then, if you will be kind enough to excuse us, we will start our peal again. Ready, gentlemen. Grace, my love.
From the beginning, Lionel.
I'm afraid so.
But we were doing so well.
It can't be helped. Now, if you are ready.
Ready, Lionel.
Then, if you please.
Trebles going. Go!
2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. Oh, come on, let's go out into the lobby.
3, 4.
Well, what do you think of that, Henry?
Very disappointing, Bishop.
Oh, wasn't it, Archdeacon? I always thought this tower was 14th century.
Never mind about the tower, Newt.
But it's frightfully convincing, my lord. Just look at that decorated tracery up there over the main door of the tower.
I'm not interested in looking at anything.
But it's so cleverly done. Do you know they've even faked a crack in it?
Once and for all. Have they?
Yes. Look, it goes right across the top of the door.
So it does. Wait a moment. That isn't a fake. It is a crack. Look, Henry.
But it can't be, my lord.
But it is. Henry, do you realize what this means?
Yes, Bishop. Old Skinner was right after all.
I'll say he was. Ooh, when the Dean sees this, he'll never dare touch a bell again. Come on, let's go and tell him.
7-1 N8. Now, come on, gentlemen. 5, 4, 2.
Dean!
3,
Dean!
4,
Stop!
and
You
3,
must
5,
stop, Dean!
No, not again, my lord. 6 and 8.
We can't keep going back to the beginning, Bishop.
I'm sorry, madam, but this is serious.
5, 6, 2. How serious?
We have found a crack in the tower.
And 6, 8, 7, a crack. Oh, where? 3.
Over the
6,
main
8,
door.
4, 5. Stand, everybody.
Oh, must we, Lionel?
I said stand, Grace.
Standing, Lionel.
My lord, what is all this?
It's a crack, Dean. A great big crack just outside in the lobby.
That is impossible. The engineers have assured me there's not the slightest crack anywhere.
Well, I don't suppose it was there when they looked.
No, you hadn't rung the bells then,
No,
Dean.
but they carried out the most exhaustive tests. They gave me their assurance that nothing could possibly go wrong.
Well, if you don't believe us, come and see for yourself.
I certainly will, my lord.
Oh, do hurry, Lionel. We must get on with the peal.
This won't take a moment, my love. Now, where is this crack?
There, Dean, above the door.
Great heavens! It is a crack.
Well, we told you it was.
But this is very serious. I must go to the deanery and telephone the architect immediately.
Does this mean you won't be ringing the bells, Dean?
I'm afraid it certainly does, my lord. I fear there is little chance of getting them ringing now. Excuse me.
Oh, well, Henry, I think our troubles are over.
I wouldn't be so sure, Bishop.
Why?
Well, did you notice that crack when the Dean shut the door?
No.
It moved.
Moved? How did it move?
In the breeze.
Oh, nonsense, Henry. Cracks can't move.
No, Bishop, but a cobweb can.
A cobweb? It can't be a cobweb. Ah! Right, Luke, what on earth's the matter?
Oh, the door, my lord, a huge spider.
Oh, really, Henry? Yes, you're right. It is a cobweb. Oh, really, what do we do now?
Lionel! Lionel?
He's gone to the deanery, madam.
To ring the architect about the crack.
So there really is a crack?
Yes, well,
Yes, well,
Where is it?
There, above the door.
Where?
Up there, across the decorated moulding on the left.
You mean on the left of the cobweb? All I can see is a large cobweb.
What makes you think it is a cobweb, madam?
Think? Are you suggesting I don't know a cobweb when I see one?
Oh, no, of course not, madam, of course not.
You don't mean you interrupted our appeal and sent poor Lionel to phone the architect because of a cobweb?
Oh, well, I mean, madam, we can all make mistakes.
Yes, Bishop, but some of us make more than others. I must go and get him immediately. If I know Lionel, he's not going to like this.
Oh, my lord. What are we going to do now?
Well, I know what we're not going to do, Newt. We are not going to wait for the Dean to return. Come on, let's get back to the palace. Come along in, Henry.
Thank you, Bishop.
Would you like to go into the study?
No point, Bishop. If he's going to ring the bells again...
You're right, old friend. And to think we've got to put up with it week after week. What are we going to do?
Well, may I make a suggestion,
I wish you would, Newt.
Well, how about helping me with the washing up?
Oh, well, what do you think, Henry?
Oh, well, perhaps I'll go into the study after all.
It's much quieter in the kitchen, Archdeacon.
Oh, is it? What do you think, Henry?
Anything for a quiet life, Bishop.
Oh, all right, Newt. All right, we might as well help.
Let me see you, Bishop.
Of course, madam, of course.
Yes, my lord, just for a minute.
So, now, look, Dean, it was a genuine mistake.
So Grace tells me, my lord.
So if you've come here expecting an apology, I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed.
But we've come to thank you.
To thank me?
Had it not been for your mistake, I should not have returned to the deanery.
And I shouldn't have followed him and seen what I saw.
What did you see, madam?
A large crack above the door in the study.
A crack in the deanery? Surely not.
It runs right up into the cornice.
You're sure it's not a cobweb?
A cobweb in my house? What a suggestion.
Alas, no, Archdeacon. The architect assures me it is a crack. He says it is due to the very considerable vibration of the bells on old masonry.
Of course, ancient walls. The walls of the deanery. Skinner was right after all. I told you ringing those bells was dangerous, Dean. You can't say I didn't.
Then it's a pity you couldn't have been a little more accurate as to what precisely was in danger. We might not then be expecting the ceiling down any minute.
Grace, my love, no reproaches.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lionel.
You must forgive us, we are a little overwrought.
Oh, of course, Dean, yes, I quite understand. But does this mean all your hard work has been in vain?
Not entirely, my lord. It is true we shall never now have the joy of hearing the cathedral bells, but we are hoping to keep our little band in existence with hand bells.
Oh, of course. Well, Dean, thank you very much for coming to tell me this splendid piece of bad news. And now, if you will excuse us, the Archdeacon and I have just 1 hour and 10 minutes to catch up on some much-needed discussion. Haven't we, Henry?
Rather, Bishop. It's still my turn for the comfy chair.
No.
Of course, my lord, we won't detain you, but do you think we might beg one very small favour?
My dear Dean, if you're not going to ring those bells, you may beg a very large favour, and I promise you it will be granted.
Oh, thank you, my lord.
Shall I call them in, Lionel?
Do, my love.
Come along, gentlemen.
But I don't understand. What have you brought all the bell ringers in here for? What do you want?
Your study, my lord, to practice in.
We daren't use Lionel's. The ceiling won't stand it.
Oh, well, I suppose we can afford to be generous, Henry, dear old friend. After all, it's not going to last forever, is it?
No, my lord. The architect says 3 months at the most. And now, come along in, gentlemen, all of you. Now then, ready? Let us begin. 5, 4, 3, and 6, and 1, and 5, 4, 3, and 6, and 1.
In that episode of All Gas and Gaiters, the parts were played as follows. The Archdeacon, Robertson Hare, the Bishop, William Mervyn, the Dean, John Barron, the Chaplain, Jonathan Cecil, and Mrs. Pugh Critchley, Joan Sanderson. The Bishop Has a Rest was written for television and adapted for radio by Pauline Devaney and Edwin. The programme was produced by John Dias.